He's going to take it himself for a championship.
A double play wins it for free.
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. McCoy's on touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Volusia wins it. The championship.
This broadcast is a production of the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Good evening from the ranch here at McGuffey High School. Tonight, the WJPA Sports Network has Week 1 coverage of the host Highlanders and the visiting Trinity Hillers, both looking for their first win of the new season. Hi, everyone. I'm Bob Gregg, along with Jack Sacco and our floor directors Nate Rigotti and Scott Donnelly here in the booth. Cam Pritz and Gina Reeves are working the cameras for us, with Jacob Knisner producing in our downtown Washington studios. The Highlanders have now lost 11 straight games since their opening round win in the 2023 WPIL 2A playoffs. Of course, new head coach and a bump up to 3A classification since that playoff win. The Hillers started the 2024 campaign 1-4, but rallied to win 3 in a row and 4 of 5 down the stretch to reach the 4A postseason. Trinity lost then at Aliquippa in the 4A quarterfinals. Tonight's game on the WJPA Sports Network is brought to you in part by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County. By Washington Financial Bank, for 125 years, proud to be the bank that gets you. By McAdoo's Towing and Crane, their business is picking up. Call 724-484-7300. By the Day Insurance Agency on East Maiden Street in Washington, on Main Street in Hickory, and online at dayinsurance.com, celebrating more than a half century of service. By the Claysville Area Business Association. Claysville area businesses are winning again thanks to teamwork, dedication, and leadership. By the Washington County Human Services. Take the first step toward a healthier life. Call 724-228-1234. By First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. People you know, people you can trust. And by Badillion's Pizza on Main Street in Claysville. Pickup or delivery, it's one in a badillion. Trinity McGuffey also brought to you in part by the Chambers Insurance Agency, your third-generation independent insurance agency in downtown Washington, and online at chambersinsurance.com. By Good Orthodontics. Excellence is a good choice. Choose Good Orthodontics. By Curtis Pharmacy in Washington, Claysville, Connellsville, Carmichaels, and online at curtispharmacy.com. By Slovenian Savings and Loan, big enough to serve, small enough to care. By CNX Dreamfields, making your dream field come true. By RTI Insurance Services, proud to support area athletes, families, and communities. Log on trustrti.com. By Schweinebraten Bus Lines, the shiniest school buses in town, and they're looking for drivers like you. And by Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation and Advanced Surgical Hospital. We'll take a look at tonight's schedule for Washington and Greene County teams when our pregame show continues here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
You deserve a bank that lifts up your business, that shares your spirits and your taste for success. At Washington Financial, we pride ourselves on crafting solutions that are as one-of-a-kind as your business is. Go with the bank that gets you. Washington Financial Bank.
Nobody wants to be involved in an accident or break down on the road. But if it happens to you, call the local company that cares. McAdoo's Towing and Crane has been family-owned and operated since 1965. They offer 24-hour towing, recovery, and hauling service for all size vehicles. And with a 15-crane fleet, McAdoo's can handle those situations where you just need a lift. McAdoo's Towing and Crane. Their business is picking up. Call 724-484-7300.
Welcome back to our pregame show here on the WJPA Sports Network. During the regular season, our audio and video coverage available at no cost to viewers on the WJPA Sports Network page and on our new YouTube channel. Once we get to the playoffs, video coverage and access strictly through the NFHS portal under agreements with the WPIAL and PIAA. We will, of course, have on-air and online audio available for no charge. Between now and the end of September, we'll feature 12 of the 14 Washington County schools at least once here on the WJPA Sports Network. That includes tonight's other featured game, Bentworth at Burgettstown. Jason Tennant and Bill Duquette have the call on WJPA FM. Other games involving Washington and Greene County teams tonight include Avella at Carlinton. The Eagles looking for a second straight win after beating Mapletown last week. Beth Center is home to Leechburg, looking to get into the win column for the first time since mid-October last year. California home to Cornell. Canna-McMillan takes on Upper St. Clair. Charleroi tries to snap its 5-game losing streak, traveling to take on York at Cougar Mountain. Chartiers Houston home with Springdale at Buccaneer Field in Meadowlands. Fort Cherry playing Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, that game at Moon, while Peters Township visits McKeesport in an early season dandy matchup between highly ranked teams. Ringgold entertains Indiana at Joe Montana Stadium, while Carmichael's opens its season at home with Stowe Rocks. Carmichael's the longest winning streak in the WPIAL currently. They're at Carmichael's home tonight with Stowe Rocks. Waynesburg's at Jeff Morgan, Mapletown home to Fraser, and West Green is in Rogersville hosting Monessen. At Washeye Stadium, the Little Prexies take on Steel Valley for the third time in 13 months. Last Friday night, shortly after Washeye wrapped up its season-opening win against McGuffey, longtime assistant coach Ron Todd collapsed in the grandstands. I want to make particular note of the efforts of McGuffey trainer Alexandra Hauk, who sprinted from the field house to provide assistance. She worked tirelessly, leading the efforts to try to save Todd, joined by Washington athletic trainers. Sadly, Todd passed away about an hour later at UPMC Washington. Our condolences to the Todd family and the entire Washington school community. Coming up next, I'll chat with head coaches Dan Knaus and Nate Perry in Coach's Corner. That's when our pregame show continues here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Radio and TV today are cluttered with ads for car insurance. You might find these ads clever, funny, or even annoying. Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency. We like to keep things simple. We will give you the best possible coverage at the best possible price with great hometown service without all those gimmicks. Call us to get a free no-obligation quote with Erie Insurance. You might be surprised how much you can save. That's the Day Insurance Agency, 724-228-3448, or online at dayinsurance.com.
Claysville area businesses are proud to support McGuffey Highlanders football. Just like the first 2 games on the schedule, Highlander Country has 2 exciting events you won't want to miss. The West Alexander Fair starts Labor Day, September 1st, and runs through Saturday, September 8th. And the Washington County Covered Bridge Festival comes to McGuffey Community Park Saturday and Sunday, September 20th and 21st. Visit Highlander Country, where there's always food, fun, and fabulous entertainment for the entire family. Go Highlanders!
Friday Night Lights brings our communities together, but too many families in Washington County are being torn apart by opioid addiction. I'm County Commissioner Nick Sherman, and I want you to know you're not alone. Help is here. If you or someone you love is struggling, call our confidential hotline today at 724-228-1234. Together we can fight addiction and build a strong future for Washington County. 724-228-1234.
Welcome into Coach's Corner. I'm with Trinity head coach Dan Canals. Coach, had a game that just got away at the end last week. Thoughts about what went well, what didn't?
Heartbreaking loss. What went well is we battled a very good 5A team, but there's no moral victories for us anymore. We were devastated. Had a chance to finish the game. We had two turnovers. They had none, and that ultimately being the difference. People can talk about the last play, but it came down to many other plays. So we'll learn and grow from it, and we'll be a better team because of it.
How'd your kids handle both sides, the being up and then losing?
They work hard. They're hurt. They want to win, but now they realize how special winning is and how detailed and how perfect you have to be in your preparation, because in big-time games it comes down to the little things.
You have a long non-conference schedule. Do you have goals each week on what you're trying to get done?
Yeah, we're a Make Today Count program. We talk about daily development. Honestly, it's we plan for opponents, but it's about us every day. So daily development is huge, and so our goal this front half of the season is we better be better, after the first 5 weeks than we were when we started.
Made the playoffs a year ago. Big picture, what's the long-term goal?
I mean, we feel like we have a team who can win every week, no matter who we play. We're just taking it 1 week at a time, and the long-term goal will happen if we do what we're supposed to do on a daily basis.
Talk about the McGuffey team that you saw film from last week.
Kids play hard. They come out low and hard. They're going to try to ball control us. Coach is doing a good job. Kids are play very hard on film, and we got to match that intensity.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Trinity head coach Dan Canals. We'll have more on our pregame show here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
With school back in session, now's the perfect time to plan for the future. Open an Education Club savings account at First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County and let your future dreams start adding up. Plus, you may qualify for a scholarship upon high school graduation. Visit any First Federal branch or online at ffgc.bank for rules and scholarship eligibility. First Federal, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 458729. First Federal wishes all student athletes best of luck this season.
What goes best with football? Pizza. Call Bedillion's Pizza in Claysville right now and order for the whole gang. Pizza, hoagies, strombolis, calzones, and salads. There's a great variety so everybody can get what they want. All made fresh for pickup or delivery. Bedillion's Pizza on Main Street in Claysville. Check out their Facebook page, see their specials, and call 724-663-5616. Don't wait. Bedillion's Pizza. It's so good, it's one in a bedillion.
I'm Evan Chambers of Chambers Insurance Agency. You can't turn on the TV or scroll through social media without being bombarded by insurance commercials. They're everywhere, even on the radio. Low rates, big savings. We'll insure your pet iguana. Okay, maybe not the iguana. Sadly, many times you're not saving money, you're just getting your coverage slashed. By the time there's a claim, it's too late to see you've been duped. At Chambers Insurance, our goal is to improve your coverage and get you savings. We're local, family-owned, and we'll work with you to find the right coverage. Chambers Insurance, since 1953.
Continuing in Coach's Corner, I'm now with McGuffey's second-year head coach, Nate Perry. Coach, I know it's been a struggle, just trying to find a way to get over the hump. How are your kids handling where you're at right now?
They're a great group of kids. They show up every day ready to work. We emphasized this past off season taking coaching, having good attitude, and doing the little things. Little things lead to big things, and they've really bought into that. They know that they have a they have a hard challenge. We did last year and we do again this year, the whole season. But everything you want in life is on the other side of hard. So we're buying into that, and we believe it's going to lead to good things for us down the road. So.
Challenge with such a young team, hard and young is a difficult combination.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, but the good thing about it is our young kids are very tough. They buy into they take pride in being a McGuffey Highlander, and, toughness and physicality and playing hard with great effort. Those are a lot of the things we preach, and they buy into that, and that's why a lot of those young guys have gotten opportunities, and, they're doing pretty well. You saw Gage Clayton a year ago. You saw him last week in the first half against Washington, clearly a difference maker on the field, and he's only a sophomore, so.
He made one of the bright plays for you last week, and in doing so, it looked like he just got crumpled, knee injury. What's his status?
Yeah, he's going to be out the next 2 weeks, but it's there's no significant damage there. It's just a sprain. Hopefully, we'll have him back and ready to go by conference play or shortly thereafter. But he. Every kid on our team voted him as a team captain, so we are excited to have Gage back, but we unfortunately have to wait a few weeks for that. So.
Here in the early part, the exhibition games, what do you try to get done each week?
We set some weekly small goals. Last week we had a lot of false starts. We had a lot of broken plays, that we didn't run the play the right way. So, this week we're saying, hey, we want to not have as many false starts. Ideally have 0. We want to have less broken plays. Ideally have 0 broken plays. We want to tackle better defensively, take better angles defensively, things like that, and hope those small goals will lead to more success on the field. But the emphasis is doing the little things and focusing on the process and not worried about the outcome right now. So
obviously Jonah Williamson, a big part of what Trinity does, but what have you seen on film that's gonna give you a little sleeplessness?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of those guys. I mean, he clearly is one of the better players in the WPIAL, and stopping him is one of the keys this week. So it was a challenge for us last year, so hopefully we can do a little better job in that regard this year.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
Nate Perry, head coach here at McGuffey. More on our pregame show on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Orthodontics isn't just for children. Orthodontics is for everyone. Choose Good Orthodontics. Doctors Bob and Ron Good and Dr. Cullen Doyle are board-certified specialists in orthodontics and facial orthopedics. Good Orthodontics has offices in Mount Lebanon, Washington, and Pleasant Hills. See all the good a simple smile can do. Call Good Orthodontics, 724-225-1114. Excellence is a good choice. Choose Good Orthodontics.
This is Eric Cushy from Curtis Pharmacy. We don't sign every insurance contract out there. We don't participate in every network. And what we've come to realize is if we take our invoice cost on generic drugs, add a fair dispense fee, we can save you money depending on the medication. No insurance, no middlemen. You have a prescription, you pay us, you're done. If you take generic drugs, this program's for you. Go to our website at curtispharmacy.com, click the Dare to Compare link, and feel free to look up your medication, see how much we could save you.
Slovenian Savings and Loan is here for your life, your future, and your dreams. While life's pace seems to get faster and faster, Slovenian Savings and Loan still stands by its traditional values of honesty, integrity, and building personal relationships. Enjoy all modern conveniences to make banking easy, combined with a down-to-earth, face-to-face way of doing business. Slovenian Savings and Loan on Boone Avenue in Strabane. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to our pregame show ahead of Trinity and McGuffey tonight here on WJPA AM and the WJPA Sports Network. And our thanks to both head coaches chatting with me here ahead of kickoff. When Trinity hosted McGuffey a year ago, both had lost their Week 0 openers, much like the situation they find themselves in tonight. Trinity exploded for 42 points before intermission in a runaway 49-6 home win. Caden Vogel opened the scoring with a pick 6. Jonah Williamson scored twice in the first half with Daniel Glass, Nico Mara, Makai Bowman, and Owen Samagala adding Trinity touchdowns. Denny Fermanic's short TD run broke the shutout late in the game. We'll go on the road with the Hillers next week as Trinity visits Montour and our longtime friend Lou Cerro. The Hillers will have 2 more exhibition games after facing the Spartans before starting conference play on September 26th at Ringgold. McGuffey will be home next week hosting West Allegheny before opening conference action the next week at Central Valley. I want to bring Jack in from both coaches, just talking about wanting to get better each week. I think the most profound thing that either coach said was Nate Perry saying the false starts and the just broken plays. They have to get that fixed. We talked last week. 7 at one point. There were 7 false starts, and you have to fix that.
Yeah, we saw it firsthand, and that's no way to survive for any team. But we mentioned a lot how a team that plays the way McGuffey does, that's really pretty much it kills drives. It basically will always kill the drive. because McGuffey, they're playing for 3, 4, maybe 5 yards each rush with how they get under center and try to get up the middle. They're not trying to break a bunch of big plays. They're trying to have 17, 18 play drives that result in touchdowns. And, last week they were very inefficient, but it was really the penalties that kept their offense from being able to actually punch in those chances.
Yeah, they're not a big play. They're not going over the top and hitting a monster pass play or any of that. So, every time you give up 5, it just makes the likelihood of moving the chains that much greater. So certainly look forward to seeing the Highlanders having addressed that and try to get better on that tonight. A couple of interesting ball games on the docket. Peters McKeesport, that's a dandy matchup in cross classifications. Peters Township top 5 in 5A, McKeesport top 2 in 4A. Best Center home tonight with Leechburg. Bulldogs trying to get things going. Ringgold at home with Indiana, and then the 2A matchup, maybe a playoff precursor, third time in 13 months for Wash High and Steel Valley. Steel Valley dominated both games a year ago, and a little Prexy's looking to turn that table. Of course, Donald Barksdale isn't there anymore. Dayron's still there, but he's quarterbacking, and that's a whole lot different than what Donald did to them in every single hole. He just blew through people.
Yeah, those are two, teams with decent amount, especially Wash High has a lot of returning talent, pretty much almost all the returners from last season. But, Steel Valley has some new faces and, going to have to change things up. As you mentioned, Donald Barksdale, I believe he had over 300 yards in that first game. That was week 1 last year.
Yeah, one of the things that someone asked me what I thought about that game, and I said, really, it really comes down to, are the Wash High kids willing to step into the hole, not stick a hand in there to try to stop a running back, but step into it and meet the guy head on. If they're willing to do that, they can win that ball game. If they're not, it's going to be the same thing that happened last year in both meetings, the early regular season and the playoff exit for Wash High. Other action tonight, Kennebec at Upper St. Clair. Those two just across the border, the county line there. Chartiers Houston home with Springdale, looking to turn things around after a whooping by Jeff Morgan. The Rockets, meanwhile, are home and an in-county matchup with Waynesburg. And Carmichael's gets their season underway, home with Stowe Rocks. Speaking of getting the season underway, Burgettstown home tonight with Bentworth. That game on WJPA FM as well. We're just minutes away from the kickoff here at the ranch here at McGuffey, and we'll get you to that and get the ball on the tee. Trinity McGuffey when we come back here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
My dream field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My dream field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My dream field has lights to play at night. And a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com/dreamfields.
Any insurance agent can sell you a policy. At RTI Insurance Services, we're going to sell you what you need. As a family-owned independent agency, RTI Insurance Services will provide you with multiple solutions for your personal and business coverages. We're proud to support area athletes, families, and communities, and we'd love to help you too. RTI Insurance Services in South Point. Online at trustrti.com.
Nice crowd looking in here tonight here at the ranch. We have the largest 4A squad and the smallest 3A in a crossover matchup. We also have an officiating crew that was culled together at the last minute, just an oversight somewhere. And but here tonight, Terry Decoy, Mark Sankino, Matt Filipiak, Gavin Roebuck, and Ted Sebatich. And the card told us 5. I'll have to see a 5-man crew to believe it. This is college game has 7 plus, et cetera. But I'll have to see a 5-man crew call this game. That's a lot of territory for the guy in the defensive backfield. That's a lot of territory. Ted Sepetich, I hope he gets, if he's working Becker by himself, I hope he gets both checks. We used to joke about that in basketball. One of the great lines I ever heard, Ron Faust, the venerable Wash High head coach for many, many years, who never stood up except to call a timeout. He sat in the seat even after the rules were where coaches were allowed to stand in the coaching box. And particular game, we were at Trinity actually, and our broadcast vantage point at Trinity was always right next to the visitors' bench, and Coach Faust in the first seat. So he's probably 6 feet away from me, and game goes on, and a really long-term veteran official was one of the guys on the game, and a young guy was the other official, and Coach wasn't overwhelmed with the work the young guy did, and he said to the veteran guy, he said, "I hope you're getting both checks because you're working this game by yourself." Well, here's one thing. I only see 4 officials so far, and looks like the Highlanders are about to break the huddle. Oh, there's another official. So we have at least 5. We do know that. Glad this is a non-conference game, but hopefully that won't come into play and be an issue for anybody tonight. Of course, someone in the stands will make it an issue, as they're wont to do. And our longtime sports director, Pete Stanton, always says, well, you pays your money, you get your say. But not that I haven't ever criticized officials or anything. So, all right, captains should be making their way to the center. We'll get the coin flip and then get you ready. Following the game, we'll recognize our player of the game, brought to you by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County. Our Division I college coverage starts tomorrow, and how about this little matchup? Number 1 Texas, number 3 Ohio State. Here on WJPA AM, our pregame show set to begin at 11:30 via Westwood 1 and kickoff right after 12 noon at the Horseshoe in Columbus. And Pirate baseball the rest of the week and through much of next week as well. Then Friday night we've got more high school action. W&J takes the field for the first time this year on Saturday, September the 6th. And then Steelers football and Sunday night action as a new season in the NFL gets underway next week. Also, do want to mention that I'll be at the West Alexander Fair Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 4 to 7 each day next week. The World's Fair at West Alexander. And it's going to be a great time. Looking forward to that. And a lot of folks making it possible for us to be there, and looking forward to seeing a lot of friends, and hope you're planning on coming out and enjoying the West Alexander Fair starting Labor Day at the fairgrounds off of Route 40. Captains heading out. And we mentioned that Gage Clayton out of action suffered. It really made an outstanding play, picked up the loose ball and scrambled in, but kind of got crumpled before he got to the end zone and stayed on the field. Leg injury, knee injury, but they're going to get some rest for Clayton this week and a couple of more, and hopefully be back in time for conference play here in midseason.
Yeah, I was glad to hear Nate Perry say that. He was going to be back in a few weeks. You know, with those types of injuries, those can be really dangerous and can lead to some serious injuries.
McGuffey won the toss, deferred. Trinity's going to take the ball and drive right to left in the opening quarter. The kickoff, Trinity and McGuffey here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Join the team at Schweinebraten Bus Company, a family-owned business in Washington. Schweinebraten Bus Company is hiring. Earn highly competitive wages with paid training and sign-on bonus, plus holiday and loyalty bonuses. Learn more. Call 724-222-4113. Proudly serving the area since 1929. Schweinebraten Bus Company, the shiniest school buses in town. Looking for great drivers like you. Call today, 724-222-4113.
In sports and in life, accidents happen, and sometimes people get hurt. The doctors at Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation specialize in orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, foot and ankle reconstruction, hand and upper extremity surgery, sports medicine and rehabilitation, and game time medical services. With main offices near Wild Things Park and offices in Waynesburg, Charleroi, McMurray, and on Vanadium Road near St. Clair Hospital, you can count on Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation. Sam Stow with the ball up on the tee for McGuffey. Ball teed up at the 40-yard line. Daniel Glass and Owen Gardner back deep to receive, and the kick will drive Glass back to the 7-yard line. Brings it up the numbers now, cuts toward the middle of the field. 25, 30, 35. Ran away from a would-be tackler. Forced to go to the far sideline, trying to set up a block. 40, 35, 30, and finally bumped out of bounds. But a huge return, and there are no penalty flags.
Yeah, you kind of could see that one was going to lead to a big return right away as the seas just kind of parted right up the middle as Glass came over from towards the sideline, and he was able to just get a lot of clear turf, make a couple other guys miss, and he got all the way down there and Trinity set up to score early in this game.
My math tells me 67 yards on the return of the McGuffey 26-yard line. Highlanders could not stop the Hillers in the first half a year ago. Trinity with 42 first half points. And now set up 1st and 10 at the McGuffey 26. Jonah Williamson with a sidecar. It's Gardner. And a little swing pass out of the backfield. Gardner makes the catch, and he's got nothing but sideline. 10, 5, touchdown.
Yeah, that was easy. Just a little swing pass. That's just a designed play, and you're hoping that that speed for Gardner could get him around the edge, and it really didn't matter. There was no one there. Speed took him to the end zone, but, I mean, that's as easy as it gets for Trinity.
26-yard touchdown pass on the game's opening play, set up by the 67-yard return of the kickoff by Daniel Glass. Extra point attempt due from a little bobble with the snap, but good job by the holder to get it teed up, and the kick is good. 11:40 to play in the first. Trinity 7, McGuffey nothing. Back with a kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
You deserve a bank that drives your business. One that's with you for the long haul and knows how to keep your business rolling. At Washington Financial, we pride ourselves on delivering customized solutions, ones that are built for the unique journey your business is on. Go with the bank that gets you. Washington Financial Bank.
Caden Sive to tee it up after kicking the extra point. The kick is short. It's going to hit the ground at the 28, and the Highlanders have to dive forward and just get the ball covered. Heads up play, and another player shaken up. I believe that's Brody Wagner, who got on the loose kick, and they covered it up, but right away summoning the athletic trainers to come out, and they're going to check on Brody Wagner. We'll take a timeout here as well. McGuffey's going to take over at its own about 29-yard line. Trinity 7, McGuffey nothing here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Nobody wants to be involved in an accident or break down on the road. But if it happens to you, call the local company that cares. McAdoo's Towing and Crane has been family-owned and operated since 1965. They offer 24-hour towing, recovery, and hauling service for all size vehicles. And with a 15-crane fleet, McAdoo's can handle those situations where you just need a lift. McAdoo's Towing and Crane. Their business is picking up. Call 724-484-7300.
Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency here in Washington. When was the last time you reviewed your homeowner's policy? In recent years, the price of homeowners insurance has gone up dramatically. In fact, some companies have raised their rates by as much as 35% in the last year. If you haven't reviewed your coverage lately, now is the time. You might be surprised at how much you can save. Call us at 724-228-3448. Visit us online at dayinsurance.com or stop by one of our offices in Washington or Hickory.
Brody Wagner to his feet after a long time just laying there and got up to his feet, jogged off the field under his own power. Very good thing to see here tonight. Evan Conklin, Grant Clayton, Landon Badillion, Aaron Supler, and Jaden Farabee, the offensive line for the Highlanders. Dakota Reedy at quarterback, Caleb Simons, Denny Furmanek at the running back spots, and Wyatt Fisher and Wyatt Hildreth at the wideouts. Deep toss and a man in the face, and there is nowhere to go. The toss back to Simons is going to end up losing about 8 yards.
Yeah, they went unbalanced line right there, shifted towards that side, but it just didn't matter as right there, Owen Gardner able to just burst into the backfield and make a big play.
Owen Gardner, outside linebacker, read that play and came quickly and blew that all up. Loss of 8 on first down for the Highlanders. Second down and 18 back at the 21. Straight ahead to carry, and a little bit of running room there. Going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. And at ball carrier this time is Cash Main. When you think about this, Gage Clayton, your starting running back, gets hurt last week. Brody Wagner gets hurt covering the kickoff after the Trinity touchdown. So now you end up with Cash Main, and boy, he got a nice opening up the middle and got the 8-yard loss back.
Yeah, he didn't fool around. He just got up inside and showed a little burst there to pick up what he could. Nice job, though, by the Hillers to stand him up, though, once they got him.
3rd and 10 from the 29. Reedy under center. And movement in the backfield and maybe on the line as well. And we're going to get a false start first of the night on the Highlanders. So get the good play from Maine, and then you give it right back. And that movement on the interior line, Evan Conklin, one of the guys that moved. I thought maybe one of the backs set behind Reedy had moved as well. But as we talked in the right before kickoff, those are things that the Highlanders have to clean up, or it's going to be a really long year.
Yeah, they were not in an advantageous position there anyway, and now just makes this third down just that much more difficult.
3rd and 15, sprint handoff, and it's going to be Simons, and he's going to get forward for a couple, crosses the 25 out to the 28, but McGuffey will be in punt formation.
Yeah, there wasn't much there for Simons, and that's just a tough start to the game offensively for McGuffey. You pick up the big loss on first down, and that really just kills the drive right away.
Chase Kostelnik and Daniel Glass back deep to receive the Sam Stout punt. Highlanders short a man on punt cover, and now they run a guy in off the bench. 4th and 11, opening possession. Now the Hillers look to get into the neutral zone, and then there was movement on the O-line, but I think they're going to call this against McGuffey, and that is not the way I saw that play. Yeah, okay, referee has it, he has it different. He sees it the same way I did, Terry DeCoy. The wing official on the far side indicated false start, but it sure looked like two guys on the Trinity or D-line on the far side were into that zone, which should be an automatic dead ball. So the offside takes the ball out to the 33. High snap, gets a hand on it, does Stout, and gets a kick away somehow. Hits out around midfield, won't cross that midfield stripe, but the Highlanders are going to get it down. But great job by Sam Stout to climb the ladder, save the snap, tip it back to himself, step right, and just get the kick away.
Yeah, what an effort right there. I mean, I thought for sure that one was going to end up not nearly as well as it was, I'll say.
Ball be down at the McGuffey 47-yard line. So for the second time, Trinity with ball in the plus side of the 50. Leading already 7-0, 8:48 to play in our opening quarter. One big kickoff return, one swing pass for 26 yards and a touchdown. Check the Hiller starters for you here momentarily. Jonah Williamson takes the shotgun snap, gets a little pressure, steps up, and now is going to throw it on a wheel route down the far sideline. Ball is caught. It's Glass inside the 20 and down inside the 10-yard line. Good job by Williamson to stand in the face of pressure and dump it off.
Yeah, there was big-time pressure coming off the edge right there by Wyatt Hildreth. Hildreth actually had Williamson in his grasp, but Williamson was able to stand tall enough to get a throw off and just kind of laid up a lollipop that was able to fall into the hands of the receiver right there.
44-yard pass play to the McGuffey 3-yard line. Jackson Starr, Tegan Barr, or Julian Brindle at the left guard, Ian Hollab or Mason Mazurowitz at center, Matt Richards, Edric Williams at the on the right side of the O-line. First and goal from the 3. Williamson with a sidecar, wants to put it up, inside cut, throw back out, touchdown Braden Berdar.
Yeah, I mean, once again, just, 3 plays, 2 touchdowns for Trinity to start this game, and it looks like one of those games where McGuffey's not going to have any sort of answer for this Trinity offense.
Extra point attempt due for Caden Sive. 8:35 left in the opening quarter, the time of the score. High snap, teed up. Sive puts the foot to it and gets it inside the right upright. 8:35 to play first quarter. Trinity 14, McGuffey nothing. Kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Claysville area businesses are proud to support McGuffey Highlanders football. Just like the first 2 games on the schedule, Highlander Country has 2 exciting events you won't want to miss. The West Alexander Fair starts Labor Day, September 1st, and runs through Saturday, September 8th. And the Washington County Covered Bridge Festival comes to McGuffey Community Park Saturday and Sunday, September 20th and 21st. Visit Highlander Country, where there's always food, fun, and fabulous entertainment for the entire family. Go Highlanders!
Friday night lights bring our community together, but too many families in Washington County are being torn apart by opiate addiction. I'm Commissioner Larry Maggi, and I want you to know you're not alone. Help is here. If you or someone you love is struggling, call our confidential helpline today at 724-228-1234. That's 724-228-1234. Together we can fight addiction and build a stronger future for Washington County.
Tristan McAnallen takes the kickoff, and a little deeper kick this time from the Hillers, and a return out close to the 28-yard line. Very similar starting position for McGuffey on this possession. I'm going to go back to Coach's Corner, Jack, and both teams have things they want to work on, and really for McGuffey, down 14-0 right now, but you got to work on execution. Had a bad snap on the punt, we're able to survive that. A couple of penalties. You just got to get this squared away.
Absolutely, yeah. I think right here the key is just going to be try to get any sort of drive going. You're in a tough spot right now, but you have to pick up a first down or 2 here.
First and 10 from the 28, 3 wides for the Highlanders. Fullback takes the handoff, got forward. That's Brody Wagner across the 30 to the 31, a gain of 3.
Yeah, I like that. You come out, spread the defense out a little bit, and clear that box, which these backs are used to just pounding into, 9 and 10 men boxes.
First score elsewhere tonight. Carmichael's at home, leading Stowe Rocks 6-0. Second down and almost 6. They got a little better spot there for Wagner than what it looked like originally. Now back to the base set for the Highlanders. Running play again, fullback going straight ahead, and this time no such luck to break off of it, but out to the 33, gain of another yard. So it'll be third down and about 5.
Yeah, just a little inside handoff there, and There was a little hole, but it was immediately plugged up in the middle.
Clock turning here in the opening quarter, 7:20 remaining. 14-0 Trinity leads. Jeff Morgan now with an early score on Waynesburg. 3rd down and 5 for McGuffey, trailing 14-0. Toss left side, put a foot in the ground for Manick, put a hand down and gets the first down up over the 40 to about the 43-yard line.
And there's that first down they were looking for. Really nice burst by the young Denny Fermanick.
Fermanick had the only points in the Trinity win over McGuffey a year ago, a late touchdown. Fermanick with a 10-yard run, 5'9" sophomore. Talked in pregame, this McGuffey team is at most spots very, very young. So first move of the change tonight for Nate Perry's squad. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Dakota Reedy up under center. As Simons slot left, Simons goes in motion, high pitch, has to reach up, grab it. Simons hit in the backfield, got off first contact, but won't get off 2nd and 3rd, and is going to lose yardage back to the 39.
Yeah, that was Ian Holub who really got first contact that put the brakes on Simons, and just a good job by the whole team to rally over and finish that one off.
Well, and that play started with a pitch that was too high, not on the money. There, the pitch from Reedy, and that just messes everything up. You got to break stride to save the ball, and then by the time you do that, even though you put your foot in the ground to make one guy miss, help's coming. You would have already been past that point with a good pitch. So a loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Their fullback quick hitter, and this time the Hillers are equal to the task. Wagner going to get a yard only back to the 40. A 3rd down and long coming up.
And so far, Trinity has had very strong integrity in the gaps, just not trying to overplay. Up front, the linemen just holding their gaps, allowing the linebackers to shoot through, and it's where we've had a lot of those, tackles for loss and tackles around the line of scrimmage.
So 3rd and 13 for McGuffey. Ball at the Highlanders' own 40-yard line. Wings both ways. Single setback. Reedy straight drop. Floater up the near side. Some contact and a pass well out of bounds. And again, only one defensive secondary official. And if you think you're getting any kind of call on the sideline, that ain't happening tonight.
Yeah, and right there, Reedy dropped back and threw it into what was double coverage. Over there was Philip Whitlock and Ben Priest, both in coverage. And that only prayer would have been a penalty, is he was locked up pretty good.
4th down, punt formation once again for Sam Stout, and another high snap. This time he can't control it cleanly, and the ball is loose. Touched by one of the Trinity players, picked up by a Highlander up to the original line of scrimmage, but the play going to come to an end right there. Good heads-up play by Fermanick, saved probably 20 yards or so, but the ball will go over and down. Another bad center pass.
Yeah, we saw it last week as well, and that's just the unforced errors really getting in the way. Obviously, it's a matchup where McGuffey's outmatched from a talent perspective, but those are the type of things that will make a score look really bad.
Fermanick will end up with a 1-yard run. Ran about 20 yards with the loose pigskin, but again, saved about 20 yards. Now the officials trying to get the ball spotted where they want to go. Officially 4:41 to go here in the opening quarter. 14-0 Trinity with the lead. And they're going to put the ball. All right, where are we going to put the ball here? 42 we'll call it. So Fermanick gets 2 yards on the run. And Trinity with a 2-touchdown lead, again with the ball in plus territory to start. Two sidecars with Jonah Williamson. Single receiver wide to the right, looking to the left. Slant pass is caught. Nice grab in traffic by Chase Kostelnik. He's going to get down to about the 31-yard line. That's close. Looks like it's going to be a first down.
It was a well-timed delivered throw by Williamson, but he delivered it a little bit behind the receiver Kostelnik, but really nice adjustment by the receiver.
11-yard pickup and a first down. Slant in pass is complete. It's Avari Chandler. Good for about 5 to the McGuffey 26. Hillers going quickly.
They're going no huddle to keep the pace up, and I like it. If you're Hillers, keep this defense off balance.
Put things on film. Lots of stuff to work on. Running play coming to the left side. It's Owen Gardner again. Gardner trying to set up the downfield block. He's to the 10. There's going to be a flag. Set it up enough to get to around that block, but that block became a hold then at about the 12-yard line, and so that'll back it up.
Yeah, not necessary. It's not a necessary penalty, but really nice bounce back. Or bounce out, I should say, by the running back Gardner. Another explosive run.
Well, the credit on the run will give Gardner yardage to the 12. The penalty now will take the ball back out to the 22. So it'll still be second down. Second down, and instead of 5, it'll now be second down and about a yard to go. Avari Chandler, the 6'1 junior, tops the formation. 3 receivers wide that way. Single receiver wide left, single running back with Jonah Williamson, who has not run the ball yet tonight. Quick rifle pass out of the backfield. It's Kostelnik. Made a man miss. He's to the 10. 5. Kostelnik touchdown.
It's big time after the catch right there by Kostelnik. Saw him make the nice grab previously. That was Owen Samagala, number 5.
Oh, my
made
apologies.
The play. He gets his first touch of the game and makes a guy miss and able to beat the Highlanders to the end zone.
So Samagala on the receiving end, and he made the man miss and then take it to the house. Extra point. Well, they're going to throw a flag. It looked like McGuffey was across, and that should be. We saw this a week ago. You can't get into the neutral zone and the play go on. But the lineman did not whistle it dead. And we'll see what the officials crew is going to do. They're going to wave it off. That's how you get that play to go through. 3:48 to go in the first. 21-0 Trinity over McGuffey. Back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
With school back in session, now's the perfect time to plan for the future. Open an Education Club savings account at First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County and let your future dreams start adding up. Plus, you may qualify for a scholarship upon high school graduation. Visit any First Federal branch or online at ffgc.bank for rules and scholarship eligibility. First Federal, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 458729. First Federal wishes all student athletes best of luck this season.
What goes best with football? Pizza. Call Bedillion's Pizza in Claysville right now and order for the whole gang. Pizza, hoagies, strombolis, calzones, and salads. There's a great variety so everybody can get what they want. All made fresh for pickup or delivery. Bedillion's Pizza on Main Street in Claysville. Check out their Facebook page, see their specials, and call 724-663-5616. Don't wait. Bedillion's Pizza. It's so good, it's one in a bedillion.
Kind of a knuckleball kickoff by the Hillers. Caleb Simons does a nice job to handle the one hop and get the ball out to about the 30-yard line. Trinity, 3 possessions, all starting in McGuffey territory, all ending in touchdowns here in this opening quarter.
Yeah, they haven't needed the help, but they've gotten it as well. I mean, an easy field position, and that's how you end up with, 3 touchdowns and single-digit number of plays.
Yeah, and virtually no time off the clock. I mean, just very short possessions, 20 seconds, 13 seconds, and less than a minute. in their 3 possessions. 1st and 10, McGuffey from its own 29-yard line. Reedy hands off. Quick hitter up the middle for the fullback. Forward for about 4. Now to the 33. It's going to be Wagner, the ball carrier.
It looked like there was a little push up the middle from the Highlander offensive line. Wagner got what was blocked, but couldn't really get anything extra.
Like the inside linebacker took the wrong gap as well. Well, wrong from this angle. He ran into a gap that was already filled. That was David Gill, and that left the room there for Wagner to get 5 out to the 34. Going to carry a little bigger load this week as he did last week after the Gage Clayton leg injury. 2nd down and 5 on the D-line, fires off, and the ball just laying there. And going to get a false start on the offense. We'll get a look here. The guard stepped up. That's on the right side. That's Aaron Supler, but looked like other people were moving as well. So here's McGuffey again getting a good play on 1st down and giving that 5 yards right back.
Yeah, just can't. They just cannot stay out of their own way right now.
A 5-yard penalty will make it 2nd down and 10. 2nd procedure penalty against the Highlanders. Reedy fakes the toss, hands it back the other way. Nice move. Simons up over the 40 to the 42. That's a 1st down.
Yeah, a little misdirection right there. I like that. Simons was able to get some room. Well blocked.
A bunch of traffic in the backfield, but Simons able to get by that first wave, and then everybody chasing Reedy the other way.
Yeah, the center Landon Badillion was able to pull across and seal off the backer.
Simons in plus territory for the first time tonight. He's at 5 yards on 4 carries. His night started handling a high pitch and losing 8 yards on the first play of the game for McGuffey. 1st and 10 from the 42. It'll be Furmanek left side. Bounces off contact enough to get a couple out close to the 45-yard line. Just under 2 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. And actually going to give Furmanek credit to the 45, a run of 3.
McGuffey's, honestly, when they're getting these plays off and the process is clean, they've had some success. It's just, been the other mistakes that have forced these drives to meet their end.
2nd down and 7 from the 45. Reedy hands the ball off inside this time. Bouncing it out toward the perimeter is Wagner up across the 45 to the 47, gain of just 2.
It's a short gain, but this is what McGuffey wants to do. Just keep moving it forward. Don't go backwards and end up in 3rd and 5 and set up a 4th and manageable and set yourself up to actually go for those.
Steel Valley 7-0 up on Wash-I. Jeff Morgan leading Waynesburg 15-7. 3rd down and 5. Furmanek across the formation, pass play to Simons. Simons across midfield to the Trinity 44-yard line. That's a 1st down.
Another well-run play. I really like how McGuffey's mixing things up a little bit more here. Just a quick little hitters. Trinity's back's playing a little bit off.
9-yard completion, good for a 1st down, the 3rd of the opening quarter. And the Highlanders do not have to snap it, and they're going to jog to the sideline and will not. End of 1 quarter, Trinity 21, McGuffey nothing. Back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Hi, this is Mac Chambers of Chambers Insurance Agency. For over 70 years, we've been here for you, your family, and your business. At a time in which premiums continue to rise and policy coverage is more confusing and limited than ever before, we're proud to be your trusted guides. No gimmicks or surprises, just real protection at the best possible price. Personal, business, or bonds, will keep it simple and straightforward, just as we've always done. Chambers Insurance, helping you navigate today's insurance world. Learn more at chambersinsurance.com.
Orthodontics isn't just for children. Orthodontics is for everyone. Choose Good Orthodontics. Doctors Bob and Ron Good and Dr. Cullen Doyle are board-certified specialists in orthodontics and facial orthopedics. Good Orthodontics has offices in Mount Lebanon, Washington, and Pleasant Hills. See all the good a simple smile can do. Call Good Orthodontics, 724-225-1114. Excellence is a good choice. Choose Good Orthodontics.
This is Eric Cushy from Curtis Pharmacy. We don't sign every insurance contract out there. We don't participate in every network. And what we've come to realize is if we take our invoice cost on generic drugs, add a fair dispense fee, we can save you money depending on the medication. No insurance, no middlemen. You have a prescription, you pay us, you're done. If you take generic drugs, this program's for you. Go to our website at curtispharmacy.com, click the Dare to Compare link, and feel free to look up your medication, see how much we could save you.
Start of the second quarter, McGuffey in Trinity territory, 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Reedy hands it off, and bouncing it outside is Furmanek. A little crumpled tackle there by Chase Kostelnik to bring him down inside the 40, 39, a run for 5 for Furmanek.
Honestly, kudos to the McGuffey offensive line. They're doing a pretty good job up front, creating space. It's allowing, some of these young skill players like Simons, Furmanek, and Wagner to make some big plays.
2nd down and 5. Now at the Trinity 39-yard line. Trips wide to the right. Reedy rolls, sets, and throws that way into traffic, and it's intercepted, and nothing but blockers out in front. The return up the far sideline, it's Ben Priest. Priest, unless he gets caught from behind, is going the distance. Touchdown.
Yeah, what was looking like a very nice drive from McGuffey, and Reedy just kind of lays one up as a prayer once again into double coverage. And that was, once Priest was able to settle himself with the ball, there was not much of a chance for McGuffey to make the play.
67-yard pick six on the opening play, or second play rather, of the second quarter, and now Trinity up 27-0. 11:04 remaining in the second. Extra point attempt. Ball marked for play. Jake Schreier to tee it up. He's had his hands full already tonight. This time everything is good. Snap, hold, and kick. Trinity 28, McGuffey nothing. 11:04 to go opening half. We're back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
At Slovenian Savings and Loan, they understand you want convenience. That's why their mobile banking app allows you to bank from anywhere, anytime. They also know there's no substitute for personal, one-on-one service from someone who cares about you and your family. Founded on honesty, integrity, and trust in 1925, and that will never change. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Slovenian Savings and Loan on Boone Avenue in Strabane. SlovenianSavingsandLoan.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
My dream field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My dream field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My dream field has lights to play at night. And a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com/dreamfields.
28-0 Trinity early second quarter here at McGuffey. End of one at Wash-I Stadium. Steel Valley 7, Washington 0. Carmichael's 14-0 up on Stowe Rocks. Leechburg leading Beth Center 15-0. Line drive kickoff taken at about the 27-yard line by Brody Wagner. And he's going to get out to about the 33 before having the feet knocked out from under him and then kind of sliding backwards. Well, McGuffey will take over at its own 28 and try to get back to moving the chains. Couple of first downs on that last possession. A little promise there. 2nd down and 5 to 39, and a pass from Reedy into traffic.
Yeah, they were running the ball really well in that last possession. I'd like to see them get back to that.
And 67 yards on the pick six for Ben Priest. McGuffey 1st and 10 at its own 33-yard line. Reedy sends Simons in motion, hands to Wagner. And Wagner, just as he stepped into the hole, met resistance, going to end up with a gain of about a yard.
Another more spread formation with some wide outs.
Actually going to make that a no-gain play. I had Wagner a little further ahead than the original line of scrimmage, but it's easy to do that up here, you know. 2nd down and 10. Shootout at Hill Memorial Stadium. Bentworth 14, Burgettstown 14 in the second. We have that same total number of points, but all on one side. 2nd and 10 from the 33. Fermanic trying to find some kind of seam, and he will. He'll get up over the 35, almost to the 38-yard line, run of about 5, and all hard yardage, because as soon as he took the handoff, had to duck inside one player, and then got kind of pinched with his own teammates trying to set blocks, and did a nice job to get 5 out of that.
He was actually able to fight through first and second contact. It took a trio of Hiller defenders to actually finally get Fermanic down.
Jeff Morgan's lead on Waynesburg has been trimmed, now 15-10. Host Rockets leading there. Thank you, John Sacco. Wide receiver this way, and the Highlanders long time getting to the line of scrimmage, and Nate Perry recognizes, you know, I better use the timeout here because better 3rd and 5 and use a timeout than come to the line at 3rd and 10 once again. We'll take a timeout as well. 9:18 to play. Opening half, Trinity 28, McGuffey nothing on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Any insurance agent can sell you a policy. At RTI Insurance Services, we're going to sell you what you need. As a family-owned independent agency, RTI Insurance Services will provide you with multiple solutions for your personal and business coverages. We're proud to support area athletes, families, and communities, and we'd love to help you too. RTI Insurance Services in South Point. Online at trustrti.com.
Join the team at Schweinebraten Bus Company, a family-owned business in Washington. Schweinebraten Bus Company is hiring. Earn highly competitive wages with paid training and sign-on bonus, plus holiday and loyalty bonuses. Learn more. Call 724-222-4113. Proudly serving the area since 1929. Schweinebraten Bus Company, the shiniest school buses in town. Looking for great drivers like you. Call today, 724-222-4113.
3rd down and 5 for McGuffey. Keeper for Dakota Reedy, and not fooled and taken down for a loss on the play.
And that's a killer right there. I mean, that first play is always the most important one in this type of offense, and that run for no gain from Wagner sets you behind a little bit, and Reedy just unable to avoid any tacklers there.
And here we go with a punt snap situation. Has been a problem already for the Highlanders a couple of times. Good snap this time, and Stout steps into one. Fair catch is indicated, and jumping back to the 33-yard line, Daniel Glass makes the grab, and Trinity will take over 1st and 10 at its own 33-yard line when we come back here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
In sports and in life, accidents happen, and sometimes people get hurt. The doctors at Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation specialize in orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, foot and ankle reconstruction, hand and upper extremity surgery, sports medicine and rehabilitation, and game time medical services. With main offices near Wild Things Park and offices in Waynesburg, Charleroi, McMurray, and on Vanadium Road near St. Clair Hospital, you can count on Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation.
34-yard punt and a fair catch by Glass. Nice kick there from Stout. Got a good snap and able to boom one. And now Trinity will take over at its own 34-yard line, leading 28-0. 8:35 to play in our first half. Williamson moves a slot back from one side to the other, stands in a clean pocket, now feels a little pressure, dumps the ball off to Ben Priest, and Priest can't make the grab. It was Priest who was set slot left, moved slot right, and then went back across the formation, but could not make the grab. Let traffic clear. Did a nice job, did Williamson, but ball on target, just not caught.
It's just the drop straight up from Priest. It was a well-delivered ball, right where you want it, right in the breadbasket as you're moving. Just unable to make the grab. It's the first incompletion for Williamson.
Yeah, 6 of 7 for 111 yards and 3 touchdowns. Williamson dumps the ball off to the left side. This time, a little room on that sideline for Philip Whitlock. Full disclosure here. Cousin, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. Whitlock bumped to the boundary. Looks to be, let's not go to the first down marker. Let's go to the down marker. Wait, we're not at the right place. There we go.
Yep. It looked like Whitlock maybe had a couple more yards on the table there. Just stumbling a little bit.
7-yard pickup on the completion. His first grab of the night. Bomb down the near sideline. Avari Chandler adjusts back to it. Made a man miss inside the 15. Ran out of a tackle. 10, 5, and on top, touchdown.
Oh, what a play by Chandler right there to make the adjustment to a ball that was really well underthrown by Williamson. Gave his guy enough of a chance, though, and Chandler able to make the catch and finish it off. I mean, what skill to pay that one off for Chandler. He had to still break some tackles and fight through tackles.
Yeah, and then got off of contact and then finally pulled down on top of Logan Lesnock and not onto the ground yet, and Chandler gets it in the end zone. So now 34-0, 8:02 to play opening half. And a meaningful PAT coming here, because if this is good, we will start the second half with a running clock. Snap, a little trouble with it, and the kick hits the crossbar and bounces over. Watch the job here by the holder, Schreier, to get the ball teed up. The snap skitters back to him. Then the kick end over end hit the crossbar and bounces home to make it 35-0 Trinity. Kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
You deserve a bank that brings fresh ideas to your business. One that can see you're a cut above and knows you like you know your customers. At Washington Financial, we pride ourselves on preparing personalized solutions, ones that cater to the unique needs of your business. Go with the bank that gets you. Washington Financial Bank.
Kickoff is a short bounding kick picked up at the 39-yard line, and only a yard or two on the return, but the Highlanders do get the ball. Jeremy Taylor picked that up. And actually going to be spotted at the 39-yard line. But Trinity, after picking up 7 yards on the pass play, had a ball dropped, and then the 7-yard pass play, and looked like Whitlock stepped out of bounds when he might have had more room. And then the Hillers throw the ball deep to the near sideline and underthrown, but great adjustment by Chandler. So 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line, just under 8 minutes to play. And a running play going nowhere to the right side. And it's Simons. That play snuffed out right away. Big gainer earlier for Simons on that play of misdirection and the hand back to the slot, but
Hillers staying home and taking care of that loss of 2.
And that first down play, whenever they went on what was turning into a decent drive before the pick 6, it was due in large part to some good first down plays. Last 2 drives have started though with a 0 and a negative.
2nd and 12, and the fullback taking the play up the middle, and that one's going nowhere. Wagner is going to get credit back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more. Boy, and that's the other thing that Trinity has really done, is starting to tighten up after the Highlanders picked up a couple of first downs, but then through the pick 6, they have gone backwards in total offense.
Yep.
No gain on this play, so 3rd and 12, not a situation that McGuffey wants to be in or is comfortable in, nor, to be honest, fitted to handle. Movement, right side of the line, about a half count ahead of the snap. And a false start for the 3rd time tonight. 7 of those, I believe, last week.
Yeah, this is just not a good pace that McGuffey is at in terms of the false start penalties on the year. I mean, you're setting yourself up to have a year where you've lost a lot of yards on false starts.
3rd down and 17, and again, that about a half count ahead of the snap. The movement on the right side of the O-line now brings up 3rd and 17 back at the 32-yard line. Toss back to Furmanek, hit behind the line, got off that. Flag comes in. That may be a face mask, actually.
I saw a hand up there. I wasn't sure if it grabbed, but I think that's what the call is going to be.
Yep. So Furmanek's run is going to get out to about the 36. And we're going to add the face mask penalty. And I'll just take it down there. It's going to go 15 yards. And that's going to give McGuffey a first down at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, it was a good run by Furmanek. You could see it on that replay. Really nice angle. You can see it very clearly. Jason Minnie is the defender to get the hand up in the mask.
The Hillers guilty of 3 penalties, a 5, a 10, and now a 15-yarder. Running play straight ahead. It's the fullback again. Brody Wagner, tough sledding there. Got a yard to the 48.
Yeah, you mentioned it well in about a minute ago, Bob. It's just Trinity has really tightened up the run defense since that, what was a longer drive that resulted in a pick 6.
2nd down and 9 at the Trinity 48, 5:15 to play, first half. Trinity up 35-0. McGuffey trying to keep a drive put together. Fullback quick hitter, and Wagner crumpled underneath. Down at the line of scrimmage, no gain. I have 9 carries for Wagner for 14 yards. When he took the handoff and just stopped in his progress, trying to find somewhere to go, and actually just stood there flat-footed for a moment. And by that time, help was arriving for Trinity and closing in, and tackle made. 3rd down and 9 at the Trinity 48-yard line. Single receiver wide this way. Slot this way is Caleb Simons. Reedy hands it off. Furmanek got a little bit of a crease, got inside the 42 to the 41-yard line. They'll bring up 4th down and 2. 7-yard run for Furmanek.
It's a good run, and they've been able to block up the edge for Furmanek. It's been a lot of McGuffey's positive plays on similar concepts.
And the offense stays out. Non-conference game, you're down 35-0. See what you can do here. Wide to the far side goes Wyatt Fisher. Tight end Wyatt Hildreth set to the left side. 4th and 2. Simons tripped up in the backfield, ran up the back of his own blocker, and the play all came to an end about a half-yard shy of the first down. The ball will go over on downs. 3:33 to play. Opening half, Trinity 35, McGuffey nothing. Back in just a moment here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Nobody wants to be involved in an accident or break down on the road. But if it happens to you, call the local company that cares. McAdoo's Towing and Crane has been family-owned and operated since 1965. They offer 24-hour towing, recovery, and hauling service for all size vehicles. And with a 15-crane fleet, McAdoo's can handle those situations where you just need a lift. McAdoo's Towing and Crane. Their business is picking up. Call 724-484-7300.
Simons has carried the ball 6 times for a net of 4. Wagner 9 times for a net of 14. And it's been that kind of running night for the Highlanders. Running play around the left end. And it's Makai Bowman, the ball carrier. Bowman gets the legs moving in a hurry across the 45 out to about the 47-yard line. Run of 7, his first touch of the night.
That's just the second run of the game for Trinity, which is hard to believe. So we're well into this game at this point, over 21 minutes into this one.
Also 8 of 9 passing for 177 yards and 4 touchdowns.
And they've had no reason to put it on the ground.
Little flip play to the near side, and that goes nowhere, and the ball comes loose and going to be ruled down. The ball stripped out of the hands of Philip Whitlock, but play was whistled dead, and I believe appropriately. Get a look at this here. And that is a backwards pass, so that is a run, and Whitlock stumbled, driven backwards, and head and shoulder clearly down.
Trinity's still moving fast even after a play like that, though.
3rd down and about 9. Pass to the left flat is complete, good for a first down and then some, and tackle on the boundary. And a grab there by Sam Agala, who has a touchdown reception.
Yeah, just wide open. Sam Agala just given too much space off the line of scrimmage. He was able to just make that grab and just a clear and easy first down. It's pitch and catch for someone as good as Jonah Williamson.
Ball to the McGuffey 46-yard line, so 13 yards and a first down on that completion. .2:15 and counting left here in the opening half. Keeper by quarterback Williamson. A little trouble there on that mesh point, but able to get the ball corralled and put away, and Williamson takes it to the 42. As you'll be watching on our YouTube, we'll see a little, what? Wait, I'm keeping this. Running back tried to take the ball, and that was Bowman, and the answer was no, I think I'll keep it. Williamson's first run of the night. Picks up 5 to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and those are tough as option plays because the running back's just taught to just play it as normal and allow the quarterback to pull that away.
Motion to an empty backfield, and now Williamson flushed out, keeps the play alive. Flag down in the backfield, and Williamson taken down inside the McGuffey 40-yard line. Holding against the Hillers. 4th penalty of the night. You go back to the line of scrimmage and mark this off. This rule change is one of the best improvements in high school football in a long time. That this holding penalty, like other levels of football, goes back to the line of scrimmage and marks it off from there. It's expensive enough without taking it 12 yards deep and behind the line and marking it from there. So, and they will mark it off. So the holding penalty will take the ball back on Trinity's side of midfield. Where are they going? This is not the right place. The ball should be at the 49-yard line.
The 49.
Yeah. They went back to the back. They've put the ball down. That's not the right place. That is not. They put the ball clear back at the Trinity 41, which is marked off from the spot of the foul.
That's an 18-yard penalty, which makes just no sense to me.
Yeah, that enforcement is not correct. But it is what the enforcement is, and the ball's been snapped, so we go from there. Williamson in trouble. One guy in front, two behind, and Williamson's going to be sacked. So it nets out at an 18-yard holding penalty, now a sack. And the McGuffey defense is bow in the back.
Yeah, it's a, better job there.
Third down and very long. Williamson rolls to the near side, tries to set up a block. Simons fights through that block, and Williamson is going to be stopped at the Hillers 45-yard line. So run good for 11, but needed another 19 yards, and it will bring up fourth down. Hillers do not have to snap the football. The play clock is not moving, and the game clock is under 25 seconds. And it looks like the Hillers will take this to the locker room. And we'll do the same. Trinity 35, McGuffey nothing at the end of the first half. We're back on the WJPA Sports Network presented by CNX Foundation.
Radio and TV today are cluttered with ads for car insurance. You might find these ads clever, funny, or even annoying. Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency. We like to keep things simple. We will give you the best possible coverage at the best possible price with great hometown service without all those gimmicks. Call us to get a free no-obligation quote with Erie Insurance. You might be surprised how much you can save. That's the Day Insurance Agency, 724-228-3448, or online at dayinsurance.com.
Claysville area businesses are proud to support McGuffey Highlanders football. Just like the first two games on the schedule, Highlander Country has two exciting events you won't want to miss. The West Alexander Fair starts Labor Day, September 1st, and runs through Saturday, September 8th. And the Washington County Covered Bridge Festival comes to McGuffey Community Park Saturday and Sunday, September 20th and 21st. Visit Highlander Country, where there's always food, fun, and fabulous entertainment for the entire family. Go Highlanders!
Friday Night Lights brings our communities together, but too many families in Washington County are being torn apart by opioid addiction. I'm County Commissioner Nick Sherman, and I want you to know you're not alone. Help is here. If you or someone you love is struggling, call our confidential hotline today at 724-228-1234. Together we can fight addiction and build a strong future for Washington County. 724-228-1234.
We will have a running clock in the second half due to the score at intermission, 35-0 Trinity with the lead. We'll tell you how all of that came about. Let's check the other scores that we have. Thank you, John Sacco. The 5A, 4A showcase matchup, Peters Township is leading McKeesport 14-0. That's in the second. Single A, Monessen 20, West Green 6 in Rogersville. Jeff Morgan 28, Waynesburg 17. That little back and forth battle going on there. Elsewhere, Carmichael's 22-0 lead on Stowe Rocks. Steel Valley 7, Wash High 0. It is last word Leechburg up on Best Center 15-0, and Bentworth and Burgettstown in an early shootout on WJPA FM. Last word we had there was 14-14. Burgettstown playing their first game of the year. They scrimmaged in week 0. Bentworth a winner over Brownsville last week. Just let's do a view from 35,000 feet, Jack. Just too many mistakes.
Yeah, I mean it's as simple as that. The last 2 weeks, that's been the same story for McGuffey. Just the false start penalties, the poor snaps. It's been just a cascade of errors, and there's been some positives. There absolutely have been. I think that Nate Perry's going to go back at least when he watches his first half and see some positive things out of the play on the field. But some of those simple things just need to be cleaned up.
Illegal procedure, pick six. And against a quality, bigger opponent, it's tough to overcome that.
Yeah, honestly, and against a team like Trinity, it's impossible to overcome that, quite frankly.
Hillers took the opening kickoff and ran it back 67 yards to the McGuffey 26 on the first play. Jonah Williamson went up top. Little swing pass out of the backfield to Owen Gardner. 26-yard touchdown. Extra point made it 7-0. McGuffey 3 plays and a punt, and Trinity took over at the 47. A 44-yard pass play to Daniel Glass got them to the 3, and then an in-and-out route by Daniel Bedard and a 3-yard reception had it at 14-0 with the extra point. McGuffey did move the chains, but went backwards after doing so once, and Trinity took over at the 42-yard line. Both the McGuffey punt situations had snap troubles, and the second one didn't even get to kick the ball. On this on Trinity's third possession, starting at the McGuffey 42, 11-yard pass play to Kostelnik, 5 yards to Chandler. Gardner, 14-yard run with a holding penalty late in that sequence, and then Owen Samagala takes it to 22 yards on the pass from Williamson for the touchdown to make it 21-0. That all still in the opening quarter. McGuffey, couple of first downs, but then Ben Priest has a pass go almost directly to him. It's a 67-yard pick six to make it 28-0 in the opening minute of the second quarter. And after McGuffey went 3 plays and out, the Hillers get a 59-yard pass play on 3rd and 3 to Avari Chandler from Jonah Williamson. Nice adjustment back to the ball by Chandler, ball underthrown. He made the guy who was right with him on that coverage miss, and then ran out of a tackle inside the 10. Finally got dragged down, but tackled on top of the tackler, and Chandler rolls on into the end zone for the touchdown, and 5 PAT kicks were good, including this last one, Sives' kick. Schreier did a great job. The snap kind of little rainbow and skittered back to the holder. He got it teed up. The kick then short end over end, but it hit the crossbar and doinked in to make it 35-0, and that means we'll have a running clock here in the second half. Let's turn up the sound from the field and enjoy a little bit of the Trinity marching band. When we come back, we'll take a look at the team totals offense here in the first half. We'll also be taking a break for a news update, and we'll get the McGuffey band on for you as well, all coming up after the break here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
With school back in session, now's the perfect time to plan for the future. Open an Education Club savings account at First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County and let your future dreams start adding up. Plus, you may qualify for a scholarship upon high school graduation. Visit any First Federal branch or online at ffgc.bank for rules and scholarship eligibility. First Federal, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 458729. First Federal wishes all student athletes best of luck this season.
What goes best with football? Pizza. Call Bedillion's Pizza in Claysville right now and order for the whole gang. Pizza, hoagies, strombolis, calzones, and salads. There's a great variety so everybody can get what they want. All made fresh for pickup or delivery. Bedillion's Pizza on Main Street in Claysville. Check out their Facebook page, see their specials, and call 724-663-5616. Don't wait. Bedillion's Pizza. It's so good, it's one in a bedillion.
I'm Evan Chambers of Chambers Insurance Agency. You can't turn on the TV or scroll through social media without being bombarded by insurance commercials. They're everywhere, even on the radio. Low rates, big savings. We'll insure your pet iguana. Okay, maybe not the iguana. Sadly, many times you're not saving money. You're just getting your coverage slashed. By the time there's a claim, it's too late to see you've been duped. At Chambers Insurance, our goal is to improve your coverage and get you savings. We're local, family-owned, and we'll work with you to find the right coverage. Chambers Insurance, since 1953.
Couple of score updates for you. Bergenstown has taken a 20-14 lead on Benworth in the second quarter. Leechburg 22, Beth Center nothing. That game's at the half. Cannon McMillan trailing Upper St. Clair 24-0. That in the second quarter. Wash High and Steel Valley go to the half. That game tied at 7. And Aliquippa has rallied from down 7-0 to Bell Vernon to lead the Leopards right now 20-7. Here it's Trinity 35, McGuffey nothing. Total offense in the opening half. Trinity just 22 yards on the ground, but 190 in the air. I have Jonah Williamson unofficially 9 of 10 for 190 yards and 4 touchdown passes in the first half. For McGuffey, 61 yards rushing, more than half of that on the feet of sophomore Denny Furmanek. 7 carries for 36 yards. And then you have Caleb Simons and Brody Wagner. They've combined for 15 carries for 18 yards, 61 yards total rushing for McGuffey, and just 1 completed pass to a McGuffey player, 1 intercepted and returned 67 yards for a pick 6 as well. So total offense, Trinity 212, McGuffey 70, and we will have a running clock in the second half. Another break and then a news update with Lynn Manning. That's all coming your way at the half here at the ranch at McGuffey. It's Trinity 35, McGuffey nothing on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Orthodontics isn't just for children. Orthodontics is for everyone. Choose Good Orthodontics. Doctors Bob and Ron Good and Dr. Cullen Doyle are board-certified specialists in orthodontics and facial orthopedics. Good Orthodontics has offices in Mount Lebanon, Washington, and Pleasant Hills. See all the good a simple smile can do. Call Good Orthodontics, 724-225-1114. Excellence is a good choice. Choose Good Orthodontics.
This is Eric Cushy from Curtis Pharmacy. We don't sign every insurance contract out there. We don't participate in every network. And what we've come to realize is if we take our invoice cost on generic drugs, add a fair dispense fee, we can save you money depending on the medication. No insurance, no middlemen. You have a prescription, you pay us, you're done. If you take generic drugs, this program's for you. Go to our website at curtispharmacy.com, click the Dare to Compare link, and feel free to look up your medication, see how much we could save you.
Good evening. I'm Lynn Manning with your WJPA halftime report. 70 degrees here in Washington. Temperatures dropping off into the mid-40s by late tonight. It's going to be a chilly one, but after a little dense fog tomorrow morning, we will see sunshine right through the Labor Day holiday weekend. We'll take a complete look at that forecast coming up. California Area High School was the target of a shooting hoax today that school district officials say was not credible. Police swarmed the campus of the high school after district officials got a call there around 11:30. A young woman's voice said they needed $2,000 in a red container or they would be, quote, shooting the school up and killing themselves, unquote. Now, both school buildings were secured. California police say the threat was not credible, but they did decide, out of an abundance of caution, to provide additional presence at the schools until the students were dismissed. Now, after-school clubs and Beyond the Bell were also canceled for today. The teenager wanted in connection with a shooting in the city of Washington has been arrested. Police say the underage suspect was taken into custody overnight in Pittsburgh and then transferred to a juvenile detention facility in Steubenville, Ohio. His name is not being released. He's currently being charged as a juvenile. Now, authorities say he had a gun on him when he was caught as well. They say they believe that he was part of a shooting along with 16-year-old Tristan Lasik in July. Police say Lasik shot Rashard Carter multiple times in the back here in the city. Now, Tristan Lasik is being tried as an adult. Authorities say they also believe the recently arrested teen was the one who made threats against Washington high school football players, prompting the team to practice temporarily at an undisclosed location. Well, crews rescued a man from a collapsed trench in Washington County last night, and Fire Chief Robert Whiten in Charleroi says they are investigating.
Right now, OSHA is investigating the whole situation. PennDOT has closed McCain Avenue between 8th and 9th Street. They don't want any vehicle or traffic over there because it's all sort of hollowed out, not because of that hole, but just over years, I guess. And then the hole being put in didn't help matters, so they don't want any kind of heavy traffic going through there.
This all transpired around 8:30 last night in the 800 block of McKean Avenue. Now, investigators say the man was working in a ditch there, but it collapsed and the dirt trapped him from the chest down. Now, Whiten tells us that it was a third-party contractor who was doing work in that area. It took 5 hours to get the man out. He was taken to Allegheny General Hospital for observation, but Whiten says he did not appear to suffer any major injuries. Well, Chicago could be next on President Trump's enforcement list. ABC's Sherry Preston explains.
Multiple law enforcement sources tell ABC News that expanded operations, much like the ones recently carried out in Los Angeles, could be repeated in Chicago, possibly as soon as next week. The administration is said to be preparing to increase the footprint of law enforcement in the city, with senior DHS officials reaching out to Naval Station Great Lakes, asking for use of its facilities and logistical needs. Illinois Governor J.D. Pritzker and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson have both said the stepped-up enforcement is not welcome in the city. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
2 people were traveling on a plane, United Express flight from Aspen, Colorado to Houston, and they were hurt after severe turbulence hit. ABC's Alex Stone reports.
There were only 39 passengers on the United flight that was being operated by SkyWest as it flew from Aspen to Houston. Gretchen Gilliam was on board and says the flight was uneventful until they hit what may have been what's called clear air turbulence. Without warning, she says the plane dropped and those not seat belted in hit the ceiling.
We dropped several thousand feet and someone in front of me hit the ceiling several times.
She says people were praying out loud. The plane diverted to Austin to get the injured medical attention. The injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Well, there is something in the water at Loch Ness in Scotland, but it's not Nessie, the famed monster. According to reports, it's Domino's Pizza. They have launched a delivery submarine that can reach speeds of 45 miles an hour and leap 5 meters out of the water. Pizza delivery innovation spokesperson Isney Gardner said the company is always looking for new and unexpected ways to deliver our customers. And Loch Ness and Nessie seemed like a perfect place to test it out. On Wall Street tonight, the Dow closed down 92 points to 45,544. The S&P was off 41 to 6460, and the Nasdaq dropped 249 to 21,455. In sports, college football tomorrow opens up. Pitt will host Duquesne. Nevada plays Penn State at home, and at Penn State, and WVU will host Robert Morris. Pirates are playing tonight. They're out in Boston. Your forecast for the rest of this evening and overnight: clear skies, chilly, a low of 45. Then dense fog gives way to sunny skies tomorrow and a high of 73. Right now, it's 68 at WJPA.
Slovenian Savings and Loan is here for your life, your future, and your dreams. While life's pace seems to get faster and faster, Slovenian Savings and Loan still stands by its traditional values of honesty, integrity, and building personal relationships. Enjoy all modern conveniences to make banking easy, combined with a down-to-earth, face-to-face way of doing business. Slovenian Savings and Loan on Boone Avenue in Strabane. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
My dream field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My dream field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My dream field has lights to play at night. And a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com/dreamfields.
Welcome back to McGuffey, and we are at the half here. Trinity leading McGuffey 35-0. Let's head right back down to the field. Got the chance to enjoy some of the Trinity marching band earlier. Now going to enjoy the McGuffey Highlanders. And the McGuffey Marching Band, John Harold, the band director here at McGuffey. And wanted to mention Dan Hilty, the Trinity band director. Nice work. Keep that up. A couple of score updates for you. At the half, Peters Township 21, McKeesport nothing. And while we're talking about McKeesport in 4A, how about this one? 3A, Central Valley 14, 4A, Thomas Jefferson 13. Aliquippa 20, Bell Vernon 7. That's a cross-sectional matchup in 4A. Washeye and Steel Valley 7-7 at the half. Carmichael's 30, Stowe Rock 6 at intermission. Last word we had from Jeff Morgan, the Rockets leading Waynesburg 28-17. We'll see Waynesburg, Jack, in a couple of weeks. The Raiders home with Washeye, first section games, conference games for both of them.
Yeah, that's a very intriguing game. I think that's a very solid Waynesburg team this year. Intrigued to see how they do once we enter league play.
At the half, Chartiers Houston leading Springdale. That game is 14-0. The host Buccaneers at Meadowlands playing at home. Upper St. Clair 24-0 up on Cannon McMillan. Leechburg 22-0 up on Best Center at the half. That game in Fredericktown. And the second quarter at some point, Burgettstown 20 and Bentworth 14. Last word we had there. Week 1 of the 2025 high school football season moving along rather nicely. It's 35-0 here, Jack, but really both teams still have what their head coaches talked about in our pregame chat that still available. McGuffey wants to tighten things up. Yep, they had 3 false start penalties in the first half. That's better than where they were a week ago, but they want to play a second half with none. They want to improve that. They want to take care of the football. They want to improve they had trouble on a couple of punt snaps, areas that they can get better at, and they're going to have to get better or this is going to be a long, long season for the Highlanders. So you can't make those kind of mistakes week after week.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, I think, with Trinity, Dan Canals talked a little bit about, last week, obviously there was the heartbreaking play at the end of the game that, gave Moon the win basically, but there were a lot of plays before that and basically an entire game of missed opportunities for Trinity that allowed that to happen. And I think that he was looking for his team to put together a complete game here today. And, I mean, that's just what they've done. It's a big win coming off of, a very emotional loss like that. Come out in the first half, control the game. Obviously, we still have a whole half of football left, but, Trinity really, really playing well in all facets here today.
They are, and I really think Dan wants more of a test in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long starters are going to go, but I think he wants them to see more of a test. Dan Canals would love for McGuffey to be sharper than what they've been, just so that his kids can see that against a sharper defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have someone, as good as Jonah Williamson. You kind of want it to be more difficult for him to keep developing. Williamson, obviously one of the, 4 or 5 best quarterbacks in the WPIAL, and I think that, you want, as you said, you want it to be tough. You want McGuffey to come out swinging, which, I don't think Nate Perry's team is going to show quit. I think they're going to come out, playing tough. I'm not sure they're going to be clean, though, is the question.
Yeah, one of the things that Nate talked about, that even last week when the game got away from them in the second half, particularly in that third quarter, Washeye took control of the game, and there was no quit. The Highlanders did not pack it in and okay, we lose, and let's get to practice tomorrow and start on the Trinity game. They just kept battling, and that's who they are. That's what they're going to do tonight. They just have to get cleaner. They just have to get sharper, and they just going to have to do that. Score update. Thank you, John Sacco. Aliquippa now up 28-7 on Bell Vernon. That's 4 straight touchdowns for the Quips after falling behind 7-0 early on in that game. $35-0 Trinity with the lead. McGuffey will receive the second half kickoff. We'll get the ball on the tee and get you ready for that when we come back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Any insurance agent can sell you a policy. At RTI Insurance Services, we're going to sell you what you need. As a family-owned independent agency, RTI Insurance Services will provide you with multiple solutions for your personal and business coverages. We're proud to support area athletes, families, and communities, and we love to help you too. RTI Insurance Services in South Point. Online at trustrti.com.
In sports and in life, accidents happen, and sometimes people get hurt. The doctors at Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation specialize in orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, foot and ankle reconstruction, hand and upper extremity surgery, sports medicine and rehabilitation, and game time medical services. With main offices near Wild Things Park and offices in Waynesburg, Charleroi, McMurray, and on Vanadium Road near St. Clair Hospital, you can count on Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation.
Join the team at Schweinebraten Bus Company, a family-owned business in Washington. Schweinebraten Bus Company is hiring. Earn highly competitive wages with paid training and sign-on bonus, plus holiday and loyalty bonuses. Learn more. Call 724-222-4113. Proudly serving the area since 1929. Schweinebraten Bus Company, the shiniest school buses in town. Looking for great drivers like you. Call today, 724-222-4113.
Another score update. Thank you, R.J. Diaz, for Cherry up on Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, 28-0. That game is at the half. Jack, do you have something different from a score that I got?
Yeah, yep.
Because I think Dad told me
7-7. I think he meant to put 7-0 and just accidentally put another 7.
Okay.
So it is Steel Valley 7, Washeye 0 at the half.
All right. Well, we'll make that adjustment. 7-0 Steel Valley at the half. And then he'll text me back and tell us it was something different. So certainly appreciate. My goodness, I can't imagine what his command center looks like on Friday nights with TVs and computers and telephones and all kind of stuff happening.
I could describe it for you. I've seen it quite a few times.
Well, I'm thrilled to pieces to have you here in the booth with me, and I was looking forward to having Dad in the booth with both of us next Saturday, but a little snafu in the lift going to prevent that from happening unless something gets changed next week, but we'll certainly hope for that. And if he's not there, we'll put the headset on you, and you'll be our W&J analyst for the home game against Utica.
Hey, the good thing about that is either way, I mean, both mine and his preparation for those games is the same thing because we're talking to each other that whole time. So, I mean, you're going to hear the same stuff, the same thoughts. Obviously we have different opinions on stuff, but we discuss a lot of things together with that.
Well, it looks like Evan Slagle is going to kick off for the Hillers to start the second half. Slagle, a 6-foot, 158-pound sophomore. McGuffey set to receive. Again, the clock will run except for official timeouts and scores here in this second half because of the 35-point margin. Slagle on the run-up. He'll hang it up deep, but short on the move from the 18. Return coming up the near side. It's McAnallen, and he's going to take this ball out to about the 31-yard line. So 13 yards on the run back. And, of course, they switched up on me. That was not McAnallen. That was rather Jeremy Taylor. Taylor, 13 yards on the run back. Third quarter, Avella leading 2A Carlinton 7-0. Eagles trying to start the year 2-0. Don't sell the Eagles short. We're going to see them. We have them on a broadcast calendar at Best Center coming up on September 26th. All right, McGuffey, first and 10 at its own 31-yard line. Dakota Reedy up under center. Hand the ball off up the middle, and a play going up over the 35, the 40, and out to about the 43-yard line.
It was Cash Main on the carry.
Just his second run tonight. This time they put Main in that fullback slot, and he's got spun around out over the 40 and out to about the 43.
Yeah, really nice run. I have to give credit where it's due. Up front in this game, considering the matchup, it's been well done job by the McGuffey offensive line.
Run of 12, 1st and 10. Toss to the right side. Simons trying to stay with Main. Simons just has to tuck the ball away, and he'll get up over the 45 to the 46. Short gain on the play. 3 yards on that run. Simons tough going really all night long, and it started with a first offensive play for McGuffey, a loss of 8. And he has gotten back 15 yards on the 6 carries since then. 7 carries for 7 net yards. Highlanders 2nd down and 7 at their own 46-yard line. Reedy, and this time Maines leans forward in his set position, false start. And there's that penalty flag. Unforced error once again. And you'll see rock the shoulders, and not a natural pre-snap movement, although eligible to go in motion. If he had gone in motion, it would not have resulted in the penalty, but he did not. 4th false start penalty against McGuffey. So now 2nd and 12 back at the 41. Wide receiver this way. Tight end set to the right. Fake the toss. Hand it back the other way. Furmanek can't get out of the backfield and is going to lose a couple.
Right there, yeah, that time it was just pure push into the backfield by the entire Hiller front. It was a little bit of, with that delay, kind of a slow burn type of run defense there, as the linemen are just trying to sort out where that ball is going, but kept fighting through it while trying to diagnose and allow someone like Edric Williams to get in the backfield and make the play.
8:45 to play, 3rd quarter. 3rd down and now 14 yards to go for McGuffey. Toss right. Simons puts his foot in the ground, cuts it back to the left, up over the 45, and stopped just shy of midfield. We'll bring up 4th down and a long 3 yards, maybe 3rd. Yeah, we'll call it 3rd and a long 3. 4th and a long 3, right at the midfield stripe. So 11 yards there for Simons. A nice cutback, just planted that lead foot and took it back to his left.
Yeah, quick and decisive. That's the most important thing when you're running those delayed plays. You really cannot hesitate because you'll have people right in your lap.
First half, the Highlanders went for a 4th down play, needed 2, got 1. Now they need 3. Going to be a running play, going to get the 1st down. It's Furmanek quickly through the hole to the 45-yard line of Trinity.
That was an angry run, it looked like, by Furmanek. No messing around. Got the rock, just put his shoulder down and picked those yards up.
9 carries for 39 yards tonight for Denny Furmanek. And remember, he scored the only points for McGuffey in last year's 49-7 loss. 1st and 10 at the Trinity 45. Reedy under center. Simons motions. Fullback carry up the middle. Forward for about 5 is Cash Main.
Another clear out and big hole up the middle. Fullback Main, just a lot of grass, or turf I should say there, pick up.
It's not 50 shades of gray, but it's a couple. This turf here at McGuffey. 2nd down and 5 at the 40. It'll be Main again. Try to slide right. Main lost the football, and the Hillers are going to get on the loose pigskin. On the fumble recovery, it's going to be Javis Pugh Ball ripped out, and the Hillers get on a second McGuffey turnover of the night. The Highlanders put the ball on the ground.
And yet another drive, too, where McGuffey was, having some positives, and it's just a real blow to take a play like that.
The clock at 6.5 minutes and running here. 1st and 10, Trinity. Hillers at their own 39-yard line. And it appears to be Owen Samagala calling the shots for Trinity here with the 35-point lead. 1st and 10 from the 39. Samagala hands the ball off, and room running up the middle. Carry for Ian Yancic. Yancic out to the 46-yard line, 7-yard carry.
There's lots of room. Yancic gets what was blocked. Just a little inside run.
Second will call at 3 at the 46 for Trinity. Hillers leading 35-0. And now Jake Schreier will take the snap. Schreier hands it off, and contact made right away. Nowhere for Yancic to run this time. He's going to lose yardage back to the 42, loss of 4. Yeah, it's Samagala back into handle this play.
That was perfectly read by Fermanic that just burst into the backfield and make the tackle.
3rd down and 7. A little bobble with that snap. Samagala corrals it, gets up over the 45, 47, 48, but not the 49. It's 4th down and 1.
He at least gives them a chance here to go for it if they'd like to, and from the look of it, they're going to.
Again, Samagala gets 5, needed 7, so 4th down and 2. And again, opportunity to work on situational action, game in hand at 35-0. And now down to about 16 minutes and change left on a running clock. 2 receivers wide to the left, slot that way. Samagala hands the ball off, running play going wide left. Once, twice, hit 3 times, but able to move the sticks is Tyler Welsh. But just was not going to be denied.
Thought for sure he was going to not be able to get there, but Welsh just fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was able to fight through 3 guys at the end, too, to pick up that last yard.
Needed 2, got 3, and a first down at midfield. 3:35 and counting left in this 3rd quarter. Trinity's first possession of the second half. 4 touchdowns and an interception return score for Trinity in that first 24 minutes. Pitch play, Schreier hard off the body of the running back, and it's recovered by the Highlanders. So teams exchange turnovers. 3:15 to play, 3rd quarter. Trinity 35, McGuffey nothing. Back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
Now McGuffey comes to the line of scrimmage, 7 yards further away from the goal line. They're attacking than when they gave the ball up. But now we do get a timeout for the Highlanders, and we'll take that as well. 2:43 to go, 3rd quarter, 35-0. Trinity in the lead. Back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
You deserve a bank that lifts up your business, that shares your spirits and your taste for success. At Washington Financial, we pride ourselves on crafting solutions that are as one-of-a-kind as your business is. Go with the bank that gets you. Washington Financial Bank.
Nobody wants to be involved in an accident or break down on the road. But if it happens to you, call the local company that cares. McAdoo's Towing and Crane has been family-owned and operated since 1965. They offer 24-hour towing, recovery, and hauling service for all size vehicles. And with a 15-crane fleet, McAdoo's can handle those situations where you just need a lift. McAdoo's Towing and Crane. Their business is picking up. Call 724-484-7300.
1st and 10, McGuffey from the 47. Toss back to Simons. Gets around the bend. 40, 30, 25, and knocked to the boundary. Biggest play of the night for the McGuffey Highlanders, the toss play to Simons.
Shift the blocker over to the right side of the formation. Simons running behind Maine right there and works inside, then busts it out, and that allowed him to make the explosive run.
25-yard run for Simons. May have been a little hold there by Maine as well. But there wasn't because there was no flag. 1st and 10 at the Trinity 22. Reedy gives it to Maine straight ahead, pounds it inside the 20, corralled and pushed backwards, but going to get about 4 on that straight ahead run.
And this is big right here for McGuffey. You know, you never want to be shut out. You have to get points on the board right here. Just have something positive to take away.
Can we get back to that replay? No? Okay, thank you. It's okay. Wanted to get back to the see who to charge that fumble to back when Trinity turned it over. 1:20 to go in the third. McGuffey knocking at the door. 2nd down and 6 at the Trinity 18. Toss. Running play left side. Furmanek ran out of an ankle tackle. He got the ball inside the 15-yard line before being shoved backwards.
Another tough run from Furmanek. Just has a tackler around his legs, and he just keeps him churning and works through it.
Going to get credit to the 12 for a 6-yard run. 10 carries for 45 yards tonight. One of the few bright spots for McGuffey offensively. And this actually is a 1st down. So it's 1st and 10 at the 12. Running play back on the slot. Furmanek inside the 5, the 2, the 1. Did he get in? Touchdown. Denny Furmanek.
That's big right there for McGuffey. You know, just get something on the board. In a game like this, that type of thing's really important. Denny Furmanek just played an excellent game.
Furmanek from 12 yards out gets the Highlanders on the board. Sam Stout to attempt the PAT now. Be Reedy to hold. Calls for the snap, gets that, tees it up, and the kick is good. Trinity 35, McGuffey 7, 25 seconds to play third quarter. Kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network presented by CNX Foundation.
Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency here in Washington. When was the last time you reviewed your homeowner's policy? In recent years, the price of homeowners insurance has gone up dramatically. In fact, some companies have raised their rates by as much as 35% in the last year. If you haven't reviewed your coverage lately, now is the time. You might be surprised at how much you can save. Call us at 724-228-3448. Visit us online at dayinsurance.com or stop by one of our offices in Washington or Hickory.
Claysville area businesses are proud to support McGuffey Highlanders football. Just like the first 2 games on the schedule, Highlander Country has 2 exciting events you won't want to miss. The West Alexander Fair starts Labor Day, September 1st and runs through Saturday, September 8th. And the Washington County Covered Bridge Festival comes to McGuffey Community Park Saturday and Sunday, September 20th and 21st. Visit Highlander Country, where there's always food, fun, and fabulous entertainment for the entire family. Go Highlanders!
McGuffey to kick off to Trinity after the Highlanders get their first touchdown of the night. Stout on the run-up, and he's going to send it deep. Kick taken at the 14-yard line, return right up the middle of the field. The run back by Brian Cherry Jr. comes to a stop just across the 30. And I do not believe the Hillers will snap the ball before the quarter comes to an end. Again, still a running clock, so quarter is going to run out. Trinity 35, McGuffey 7 after 3. Fourth quarter on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Friday Night Lights brings our communities together, but too many families in Washington County are being torn apart by opioid addiction. I'm County Commissioner Nick Sherman, and I want you to know you're not alone. Help is here. If you or someone you love is struggling, call our confidential hotline today at 724-228-1234. Together we can fight addiction and build a strong future for Washington County. 724-228-1234.
With school back in session, now's the perfect time to plan for the future. Open an Education Club savings account at First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County and let your future dreams start adding up. Plus, you may qualify for a scholarship upon high school graduation. Visit any First Federal branch or online at ffgc.bank for rules and scholarship eligibility. First Federal, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 458729. First Federal wishes all student athletes best of luck this season.
Kickoff return to the 32-yard line, 1st and 10 Trinity. Third quarter score, Steel Valley 7, Wash High 6. Little Prexies went for 2 and missed that. That's, again, third quarter score. Jefferson Morgan leading Waynesburg 34-17. Hillers first down. Another quarterback, another running back play. Got collapsed inside and a running play around the bend. Good, nice run for Jacob Lloyd. Quarterbacking there was Luke Wall.
Good run for Lloyd. Bounce that out and, kind of hesitate in the traffic, and it worked out for him.
16-yard run for Lloyd. Trinity, just 8 yards total offense in that third quarter. Of course, they only ran 5 plays, and one of them was the fumble. But here Lloyd busts off for 16. Running play to the right side again. It's Jacob Lloyd. And from the 48-yard line, he's forward to the McGuffey 47. Carry of about 5.
That was well blocked. The linebacker did come shooting through, but Lloyd able to just shrug off the arm tackle with no problem.
9 different running ball carriers tonight for Trinity. Running play jammed up in the backfield. This time nowhere for Nico Vital to go. Vital, one of the World Series participants this year. Runner-up finish for Washington County. Vital loses yardage back to the 49. A loss of 2. Third down and about 7. Running play coming wide. Again, it's Lloyd. Tripped up as he get inside the 45-yard line, but I think this is a first down. He got to about the 42.5. Yeah, it may not be. If they put this, they're going to put this ball down at the 43-yard line, going to leave him a yard short, 4th down.
Yeah, they put him squarely on the 43. I saw what you saw there. Just thought he got a little more than that.
Trinity facing 4th down, converted 1 4th down in the third quarter, and then the very next play the ball was fumbled. Jake Schreier to take the snap, 4th down and 1. Schreier hands it straight ahead. Lloyd hit and cleaned up instantly, and it's going to be stopped short. Grant Clayton and Denny Fermanik said,
And you talked about, we talked a little bit about if McGuffey would come out playing hard in the second half. They've left no question about it. They've been, playing their tails off.
9:20 to play in the ball game. McGuffey takes over on downs at its own 45-yard line. Again, Trinity is well down the depth chart at this point, but that doesn't change your hustle or work level. And Furmanek and Clayton stopping that 4th down play. Hand off to the fullback. It's Maine straight ahead over midfield into Trinity territory. Make that Furmanek, rather. He's to the Trinity 40-yard line. 15-yard carry. Oh, he stops a play on one side of the ball and then rips this big 15-yard gainer off on the other.
Yeah, I've really been impressed with what I've seen from Furmanek these last 2 weeks. You know, didn't have the greatest game against Watch High, but in a tough game where they were having a really hard time making anything go on offense, he was still able to have some nice runs, and he's done the same thing here today.
Steel Valley answers Washington's touchdown. It's 14-6 Ironmen. 1st and 10 for the Highlanders, and the ball carrier is Driston McAnallen, and he's going to pick up about 5. 8:05 to go in the game. 35-7 Trinity with the lead. McAnallen, first carry of the night, takes it to the Trinity 35-yard line. Second and 5, single receiver wide this way. Reedy up under center. Give it to Simons. Simons has the first down and carrying somebody with him for a gain of 3 more. So 8 yards on the Simons carry and a first down.
And McGuffey off up front, just getting what they want, and it's allowing these playmakers to actually have a shot.
Clareton 61, Sarah nothing. I mean, the old thing is they always say you don't want to play Clareton the week after they lose. You just don't want to. 7 minutes to play here, and now the Highlanders flop to that unbalanced set wide to the left, toss to the left. McAnallen trying to get around the bend, lowers the shoulder and drives forward, gets inside the 25, going to go down at about the 22-yard line.
Actually thought McAnallen maybe could have played that one a little bit more aggressively. I think there was more for him there if he would have just cut that one up a little bit earlier. Kept kind of stringing it out. Still gets a nice gain of 5.
Second down and 5 at the Trinity 22. Toss play. This time it'll be Simons weaving his way through to get the first down. He got inside the 15 before being pinballed around. McGuffey, 7 first downs here after intermission. This one will give them 1st and 10 at the 14. Simons run good for 8. He's up to 59 yards on 11 carries. That's 67 on his last 10.
Yeah.
After starting -8. 5:40 and counting left in the ball game. McGuffey driving toward a potential second touchdown. 1st and 10 from the 14. McAnallen in motion. Running play for Furmanek to the left. 10. Spin around at the 5. Touchdown.
Any Furmanek just putting on a show really in the second half for what it's worth at this point. Has put McGuffey in a position where, you know, the score will look a little bit more respectable. And as I mentioned, you wanted to put on some good tape here in this second half, and that's just what the Highlanders have done. I think that, especially with Furmanek, Nate Perry's going to have a lot of good things to talk about from this second half.
Sam Stout PAT attempt out of the Dakota Reedy hold. Snap is on the ground. Stout picks it up, trying to set up a pass play to throw it to the end zone, and the ball is batted down, and the conversion is no good. So bad snap on the PAT leads to no points. Trinity 35, McGuffey 13, 5:26 to play. fourth quarter of the kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
What goes best with football? Pizza. Call Bedillion's Pizza in Claysville right now and order for the whole gang. Pizza, hoagies, strombolis, calzones, and salads. There's a great variety so everybody can get what they want. All made fresh for pickup or delivery. Bedillion's Pizza on Main Street in Claysville. Check out their Facebook page, see their specials, and call 724-663-5616. Don't wait. Bedillion's Pizza. It's so good, it's one in a bedillion.
Hi, this is Mac Chambers of Chambers Insurance Agency. For over 70 years, we've been here for you, your family, and your business. At a time in which premiums continue to rise and policy coverage is more confusing and limited than ever before, we're proud to be your trusted guides. No gimmicks or surprises, just real protection at the best possible price. Personal, business, or bonds, will keep it simple and straightforward, just as we've always done. Chambers Insurance, helping you navigate today's insurance world. Learn more at chambersinsurance.com.
5:26 to play, fourth quarter. Stout little chip kickoff, hits in the middle of the field. It's picked up on the hop. Running up the middle is Nico Vitale, and he'll get across the 30-yard line for Trinity. Trying to bust out of it. Whistle blew, and a couple of Highlanders let him go, and then Vitale started to run again, but that play is whistled dead. And looks like it's going to be about the 34, maybe the 35-yard line.
I would expect Trinity at this point, after how this second half has been. Obviously, you mentioned, you're down the depth chart a good bit at this point. But I think you want to put together a drive where you can just end this game and not give the ball back. And, with the running clock, all it will take is, a first down, maybe two.
Pass play, Schreier down the middle. Pass is caught in McGuffey territory, and the tackle made. Nice short tackle reception by Chase Reiser. And the ball down to the 46-yard line, 19. That can't be right. Yeah, 19 yards on the pass play.
That was a well-delivered ball by Schreier. He reached the top of his drop and immediately shifted the delivery and let that one rip over the middle of the field.
Seventh different receiver with a catch tonight. Schreier to put it up once again. Pressure, has to get rid of it quickly, and a pass too tall, and it falls incomplete. Burgettstown in the third, now leading Bentworth 23-14. Second down and 10 at the McGuffey 46. We're at 3.5 minutes remaining. Jack, you said about, run the clock out, have the ball and don't give it back. I think the Hillers would take a score if they got that. But that's not happening anytime soon. Handoff to Jacob Lloyd, and the old Miller Lite commercial. Just tackle everybody until you find the guy with the ball, and Lloyd taken down in midfield.
Yeah, Aaron Supler made that play.
Yeah, man on man. Just after Schreier handed the ball off, Supler took Lloyd and dropped him for a 4-yard loss. So third down and 14 now for the Hillers. Under 3 minutes to play. For them to maintain possession through the end of the game, they will have to move the sticks here. Schreier in the shotgun, single back with him. Third and 14. Schreier, pass to the right flat, is caught, slipping contact, making a move inside the 35 and down at the 32-yard line. Reiser with his second catch of the possession, and that will be a first down.
Really liked how Schreier's delivered that pass. Once again, decisive. Reaches the top of his drop, rips it to Reiser, who just beat Simons in coverage. Really well-delivered ball.
18-yard pickup and a first down. And now Trinity in a position where they can indeed run it out if they don't get to the end zone. Jeff Morgan flexing a little bit. 44-17 now up on Waynesburg. .145 and counting. Trinity first and 10. Quarterback keeper and pulled down right away is Schreier in the arms of Furmanek.
Yeah, that was like a car crash type of hit. Furmanek just trailing into the backfield looking for the ball, and it really didn't matter what he did with the ball right there. Furmanek and Supler were both back there looking to do some damage.
Schreier loses 5, 120 and counting. Schreier trying to just coax his way through, picks up yardage to the 35, gets 2 of the 5 that he lost back. And probably one more snap to go.
Yep, you're at a point here, I think, you do something safe. You don't want to get someone injured. I mean, maybe they throw one up, but yeah, I would expect them to just put this one on the ground.
3rd and about 13 for Trinity, and Schreier will take it and take a knee as we're under 40 seconds, and that will be all she wrote. Trinity put up 35 in the first half, McGuffey 13 after recess, and that's all the scoring that we had. We'll recap it for you when we come back in just a couple of minutes. Week 1 for these two in the books. Your final score, Trinity 35, McGuffey 13, here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Orthodontics isn't just for children. Orthodontics is for everyone. Choose Good Orthodontics. Doctors Bob and Ron Good and Dr. Cullen Doyle are board-certified specialists in orthodontics and facial orthopedics. Good Orthodontics has offices in Mount Lebanon, Washington, and Pleasant Hills. See all the good a simple smile can do. Call Good Orthodontics, 724-225-1114. Excellence is a good choice. Choose Good Orthodontics.
This is Eric Cushy from Curtis Pharmacy. We don't sign every insurance contract out there. We don't participate in every network. And what we've come to realize is if we take our invoice cost on generic drugs, add a fair dispense fee, we can save you money depending on the medication. No insurance, no middlemen. You have a prescription, you pay us, you're done. If you take generic drugs, this program's for you. Go to our website at curtispharmacy.com, click the Dare to Compare link, and feel free to look up your medication, see how much we could save you.
Slovenian Savings and Loan is here for your life, your future, and your dreams. While life's pace seems to get faster and faster, Slovenian Savings and Loan still stands by its traditional values of honesty, integrity, and building personal relationships. Enjoy all modern conveniences to make banking easy, combined with a down-to-earth, face-to-face way of doing business. Slovenian Savings and Loan on Boone Avenue in Strabane. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to McGuffey. End of the ball game, 35-13. Trinity a winner. Hillers with all 5 of their touchdowns in the first half. In fact, Trinity scored on each of its first 5 possessions, never found their way to the end zone again. McGuffey shut out in that first half. The Highlanders scored on their last 2 possessions to set that final at 35-13. Other scores that we have, and then we'll go back through and get your recap. Here's the latest that we have on all of the games involving Washington Greene County teams. Avella 7, Carleton nothing. Burgettstown 23, Bentworth 14. Leechburg 29, Best Center nothing in the third. Upper St. Clair leading Cannon-McMillan 24-0. It was Chartiers-Houston 14, Springdale nothing. I know I saw a Charleroi and York score. York 28, Charleroi 7 in the second half. Fort Cherry 28, Our Lady of the Sacred Heart nothing. Peters Township rolling McKeesport now 35-0. It is Steel Valley 14, Wash High 6, that now in the fourth. Carmichael's 30, Stowe Rocks 14 second half. That is still third quarter. Jeff Morgan 44, Waynesburg 17. It was Fraser 13, Mapletown 7 second half, and Monessen up on West Green 20-6 at the break. Last word that we had there. Scoring recap and some individual numbers when we come back here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
My dream field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My dream field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My dream field has lights to play at night. and a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com/dreamfields.
Any insurance agent can sell you a policy. At RTI Insurance Services, we're going to sell you what you need. As a family-owned independent agency, RTI Insurance Services will provide you with multiple solutions for your personal and business coverages. We're proud to support area athletes, families, and communities, and we'd love to help you too. RTI Insurance Services in South Point. Online at trustrti.com.
Trinity Hillers took the opening kickoff, 67-yard return for Daniel Glass, and unless I'm mistaken, that's the only... No, he did have a pass reception as well, but did not touch the ball very often tonight, but started things well, and from that return to the McGuffey 26, and a little swing pass to Owen Gardner, 26-yard touchdown. Extra point made it 7-0, just 20 seconds into the ball game. Next possession, Glass got that other touch, a 44-yard reception to the 3, and then pass play to Braden Berdar, cut in, took back out toward the flag, and made the grab from Williamson to make it 14-0. Highlanders got their first down, but gave the ball up at their own 42-yard line. Completion to Kostelnik, another to Chandler, a Gardner 14-yard run with a holding penalty at the end, and then Sam Agala took a 22-yard pass to the house to make it 21-0 Trinity. Still 3:48 to go in the opening quarter. The Highlanders got maybe their first half, the best possession of the night. Couple of first downs, had it 1st and 10 at the Trinity 44, a 5-yard run for Fermanic, set up 2nd and 5, but then a pass into traffic by Dakota Reedy, picked off by Ben Priest, and returned 67 yards for the pick 6. Extra point kick made it 28-0 opening minute of the second quarter. Highlanders 3 and out, and Trinity took over at its own 34-yard line. On 3rd down and 3 at the 41, an underthrown pass from Williamson to Avari Chandler. Nice adjustment back to the ball. Got away from the defender who was with him when the pass was thrown. Then broke a tackle inside the 10 and took it to the end zone for the 35-0 score. I do want to mention the extra point play that made it 35. That was a bad snap. Great job by Schreier to get the ball teed up. Timing messed up. Sive ran up and kicked the ball, and it was a very short, didn't get high in the air, had just enough length to get to the crossbar and doinked onto the crossbar and flopped in to make it 35-0, assuring we would have a running clock in the second half. But you know, without that, who knows whether we get to that running clock after intermission or not. Second half, teams traded early turnovers, each fumbling the ball away on their first possession of the second half, and McGuffey took advantage, recovering at the Trinity 47. 4 plays later, Denny Fermanic, the first of 2 touchdown runs, this one from 12 yards out. Sam Stout with the extra point made it 35-7. Hillers give the ball up and downs at the McGuffey 45. Fermanic stopped the play and stopped it short, a loss of a couple on 4th and 1, and then he really took after it, got the possession started with a 15-yard run. Simons picked up a couple of first downs with 8-yard runs, and then Fermanic bulls his way in from 14 yards out, but a bad snap kept the Highlanders from kicking a second successful PAT, and that set our final score, Trinity 35, McGuffey 13. Some total numbers for you. I have Trinity limited to 46 yards rushing. And again, they had 11 different guys run the football tonight. Lloyd, late in the game, probably the most successful. Jacob Lloyd had 5 carries for 21 yards. Nobody else besides Gardner in double digits, and his only carry had a penalty on it. So he got credit to the 12, but all that came back the other direction. 227 through the air, though, 190 of that off the arm of Jonah Williamson, all in the first half. 273 total offense. For McGuffey, 197 on the ground. Nice job there, Denny Fermanic, with 86 yards on his 13 carries and both McGuffey touchdowns. Caleb Simons finished with 59 yards on 11 carries this evening as well. And Cash Main with the 4 carries for 29 yards coming into that fullback position. But the Highlanders threw the ball 3 times, 1 incomplete, 1 complete, 1 return for a touchdown, 9 yards passing, and 206 total offense on the night. Time to recognize our player of the game, brought to you by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County.
Join the team at Schweinebraten Bus Company, a family-owned business in Washington. Schweinebraten Bus Company is hiring. Earn highly competitive wages with paid training and sign-on bonus, plus holiday and loyalty bonuses. Learn more. Call 724-222-4113. Proudly serving the area since 1929. Schweinebraten Bus Company, the shiniest school buses in town. Looking for great drivers like you. Call today, 724-222-4113.
In sports and in life, accidents happen, and sometimes people get hurt. The doctors at Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation specialize in orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, foot and ankle reconstruction, hand and upper extremity surgery, sports medicine and rehabilitation, and game time medical services. With main offices near Wild Things Park and offices in Waynesburg, Charleroi, McMurray, and on Vanadium Road near St. Clair Hospital, you can count on Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
Back here at the ranch, time to recognize our player of the game, brought to you by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County. Jonah Williamson, not really any doubt, 9 of 10, and the 1 incompletion was a flat-out drop.
Yeah, Williamson was, as far as passing goes, flawless. And I mean, there's really not too much to say about it. He was making plays all over the field. You know, got a little help on the Avari Chandler touchdown catch. Other than that, pretty much every throw he made was perfect in this game as well.
9 of 10, 190 yards, touchdown passes of 26, 3, 22, and 59 yards. Jonah Williamson, our player of the game. Tonight's game on the WJPA Sports Network, brought to you in part by Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation and Advanced Surgical Hospital, by Schweinebraten Bus Lines, the shiniest school buses in town. And let me try that again. The shiniest school buses in town, and they're looking for drivers like you. By RTI Insurance Services, proud to support area athletes, families, and communities. Log on trustrti.com. By CNX Dreamfields, making your dream field come true. By Slovenian Savings and Loan, big enough to serve, small enough to care. By Curtis Pharmacy in Washington, Claysville, Connellsville, Carmichaels, and online at curtispharmacy.com. By Good Orthodontics. Excellence is a good choice. Choose Good Orthodontics. And by the Chambers Insurance Agency, your third-generation independent insurance agency in downtown Washington, and online at chambersinsurance.com. Trinity's win over McGuffey here on the WJPA Sports Network, also brought to you by Badillion's Pizza on Main Street in Claysville. Pickup or delivery, it's 1 in a Badillion. By First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, people you know, people you can trust. By Washington County Human Services, take the first step toward a healthier life. Call 724-228-1234. By the Claysville Area Business Association. Claysville area businesses are winning again thanks to teamwork, dedication, and leadership. By the Day Insurance Agency on East Maiden Street in Washington, on Main Street in Hickory, online at dayinsurance.com, celebrating more than a half-century of service. By McAdoo's Towing and Crane, their business is picking up. Call 724-484-7300. By Washington Financial Bank, for 125 years, proud to be the bank that gets you. And by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County. Another full week of Pirates baseball on WJPA AM. The Bucks host the Boston Red Sox visit the Boston Red Sox over the weekend, then host the LA Dodgers midweek. Our coverage of Division I college football starts tomorrow. Number 1 Texas takes on number 3 Ohio State at the Horseshoe in Columbus. Westwood One's coverage on WJPA AM begins tomorrow at 11:30. Our high school football coverage continues next Friday night. Our crew heads to Montour as the Spartans host Trinity. Our other crew will head back to Peters Township where the Indians entertain Mount Lebanon. Thanks to head coaches Dan Canals and Nate Perry, to new athletic director Michael Wall, and the entire crew here at McGuffey. From our partner Jack Sacco, floor directors Nate Rigotti and Scott Donnelly, Gina Reeves and Cam Pritz on camera, and Jacob Knisner producing in our downtown Washington studios, I'm Bob Gregg. Thanks so much for being with us. From the ranch here at McGuffey, your final score, Trinity 35, McGuffey 13. This has been a presentation of the WJPA Sports Network.